WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
It might not be what you want to hear, but it's what you need to hear. Mostly sunny and 84 degrees in downtown Indy. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 3:02. If you don't like really hot weather, then you will not like what lies ahead in Indiana this weekend.
Yeah, I don't see any days in the 70s or the lower 80s anytime really soon. Normal highs for this time of year is the middle 80s. It's summer in Indiana.
And Jason Puma with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis says a lot of places in the state will see highs in the 90s, so you'll need to stay hydrated and take frequent breaks if you're working outside. A 2-hour SWAT standoff ends with a man in cuffs in Mooresville on Tuesday. Police there say they were told about a man named Darrell Lewis pointing a gun at a person before leaving in a truck. They say he later yelled at them and fired shots off inside a home, but he eventually came out. Now Lewis is facing multiple felony charges, including intimidation with a deadly weapon. What's the future of food banks in Indiana? Johnette Cruz reports.
Indiana's food banks are campaigning to protect federal nutrition funding, including SNAP benefits from a proposed congressional bill. This legislation isn't just targeting food assistance. It's projected to add trillions to the national deficit over the next decade, largely due to significant tax cuts and reductions in broad federal commitments like Medicaid. Food bank directors emphasize that these federal cuts would hit over 600,000 Hoosiers who rely on SNAP, intensifying struggles for families trying to put food on the table. Johnette Cruz, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
If you need to get gas today, Gas Buddy says the statewide average is $3.18 a gallon. That's down about 5 cents from where it was on Friday. The cheapest gas in the state is in Chesterfield at $2.63. A new Meijer location is set to be built on the south side of Lafayette with plans for 7 commercial lots on 59 acres near Veterans Memorial Parkway. The development's supposed to include outlots for smaller businesses, but no formal construction plans have been submitted yet. This would be the third Meijer store in Tippecanoe County. WIBC News Time, 3:04, your traffic and weather in 1 minute.
My name's Craig Landers. I'm a union laborer for Look 120, and I'm a member of the Veterans Steering Committee and been retired for 7 years.
For members of the Laborers International Union of North America, giving back is part of their commitment to the Indy community.
I like to help veterans and family downtown. Part of the building burnt down that housed the veterans that lived there. So we donated money to help out. They lost everything they had. I mean, it didn't have much, but they lost what they did have.
When the Indy community needs help, LIUNA steps up.
People bring in clothes and shoes and food. We had a couple car shows and donated the proceeds to the Veteran Suicide Prevention.
This is Chris Brickey, Business Manager of Labor's Local 120. While all our members are skilled, highly trained men and women, we are also your friends, neighbors, Little League coaches, and volunteers here in Indy.
Pretty good to help them guys out. That's a good feeling to help people out.
We build Indy for good jobs and stronger communities. We are LIUNA Local 120.
With traffic at 3:05, here's Matt Bear.
Northbound 65 at 29th Street, stall on the exit ramp, and southbound 6570 already jammed up. North split to the south split because of construction, delayed 7 minutes. Eastbound 465 stop and go after Keystone Avenue past Allisonville Road. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now. At rapidradios.com. Use code RADIO for an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Look for clear skies overnight with lows falling to 68. We'll look for mostly sunny skies on your Thursday. Just a slight chance of a spotty late afternoon shower or storm. It's going to be warmer with highs in the upper 80s. Humidity returns for Friday. Sunny skies with highs near 90. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
And I'm John Herrick on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel. Can you believe these characters are weirdos? So let's rock!
I can't waste any more time. Allison, can we just hit the button right away, or do we have to wait for the music to ramp down, or am I wasting the time here? Am I wasting the time?
Let's do it!
Let's do it! Legal stuff!
Crime. Yeah. Punishment. Judges. Legal stuff.
Legal stuff.
Big day in the world of legal stuff. So you've got this Idaho lunatic, which all of the evidence clearly points to him They've got the receipt of the knife that he bought. There's blood on the knife that he bought at the scene. There are cell phone pings that show he was in the area the night of the murders. But he will not face the death penalty. There was a plea deal. Now, he's going to be put into jail for the rest of his life. The sentencing is on July 23rd, but that's not what these families want, Nige.
Not what they wanted, and it's not that I don't even think they had a conversation with the prosecutor. The one girl's dad was apoplectic and was like, hey, you made a deal with the devil. Now you got to sleep with the devil. They wanted to save the family. Their excuse was they wanted to save the family from a long, drawn-out trial with graphic footage of murder scenes. But they're like, I think most of their excuses. I don't know if all the families were on board, but most of them were like, no, we want the death penalty. We've seen the photos. I want this bastard dead.
At least 3 of the families wanted death penalty because they told NBC News that. One of the dads was kind of the unofficial spokesman of the group. And the communication was bad. All the evidence points to Brian Kohberger, but yet there was a plea deal that it sounds like nobody wanted. And if you told me there are questions about the evidence or something, okay. But between his car being there, the cell phone pings, the purchase of the knife, the DNA on the knife, my God.
Nobody wanted it except the murderer.
Correct. Spot
The
on.
murderer gets what he wants. He gets to have conversations with other people. He gets to interact. He gets to be alive. He gets to be a human being. He gets to rehabilitate. No, you should be dead right now, dude.
I think it was the dad of one of the young ladies that lost their life. There's a chance this guy's going to get married in prison.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to find love. Some lunatic chick will send him love letters. He's going to feel affection in his life.
Didn't the Menendez brothers both get married in prison?
The Night Stalker got married, I think, in prison.
Jesus.
There's a lot of weird chicks out there, but that's a separate discussion. But these poor victims, they're not going to have that opportunity. And they wanted what they thought was justice. The families wanted justice, and it sounds like they're not going to get it. He pled guilty to this quadruple murder. The sentencing is on July 23rd. Meanwhile, in New York, this was breaking news on the Kendall and Casey show here on WIBC earlier today. Diddy is basically going to skate on all of the serious charges. There were 5 charges against him, the most serious being like racketeering and sex trafficking. He was not guilty on those, but they got him on the lesser charge, the slap on the wrist charge of transportation for prostitution.
Yeah, escorting these ladies across state lines, which is illegal, which, by the way, could send him to prison. I'm looking here at the New York Post. He still could get 20 years.
No way. There's no freaking way. I put the over-under a year on Rob's show earlier today. They're going to make him do some sort of community service, be the celebrity voice against human trafficking or some bull crap. There's no way he's going to serve more than 1 year inside of a prison. Not a chance.
Could you imagine being some charity organization that deals with child trafficking, and somebody comes up with the idea, well, P. Diddy could endorse this.
He's got community service hours he has to burn.
Right. I don't think any child trafficking organization wants P. Diddy as their spokesperson.
I mean, if Pee Wee Herman
20
can
years
do anti-drug PSAs back in the day, that was part of his plea deal for the movie theater stuff.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah.
I didn't know those two were correlated, where he talks about crack and stuff.
Community service and doing those commercials counts as community service. 20
years. Then you're saying one?
Under one.
Under one?
Yes, under one.
I'm saying probably an ankle monitor.
Yeah, that's it. Ankle monitor. He's going to be out there making music and going to the parties. The left and like woke Hollywood, they're going to view this dude as like a hero now. Like, did you see the reaction outside the courtroom today? his fans showed up and they started squirting baby oil in the air like it was a locker room celebration with champagne.
Can you revisit and reset why baby oil is a major sort of theme throughout this whole trial?
Based on firsthand accounts, he used to have these parties called freak-offs.
Yes.
And a lot of baby oil and a lot of lube were at these parties for various adult activities. And I mean a lot.
Was it kind of like that scene in Old School where the chicks got topless and beat the crap out of Blue?
Similar, yes.
Or Blue was the announcer or something like that.
No, Blue was in the ring.
Blue, yeah.
Ring the bell, you pansy. Will Ferrell was the referee and announcer. Yeah.
Right.
But I think there was even more adult stuff than that being taking place at the Diddy parties.
I think he's pretty much a pervert, and I wouldn't be surprised if some of the charges that he was acquitted of are actually true. But that's the justice system.
More legal stuff.
More?
Paramount and CBS to settle the big 60 Minutes lawsuit with Donald Trump. So remember when they had this interview with Kamala Harris? And this is back when she was still running for president. She's such a moron. They had to deceptively edit her answers to make her sound somewhat coherent.
Right. She had like some sort of word salad-y type of comment, and they, like you said, deceptively edited it to make her sound like a normal human being.
And they got caught, and Trump made a big deal and sued CBS and their parent company, Paramount, and now there's been a settlement.
Wow.
It looks like Paramount Global and CBS will have to pay President Trump $30 million total, including $16 million up front, but there won't be an apology. That was the thing that Donald Trump wanted. He wanted an apology from CBS, but let's be honest. If given the chance to take 30 mil or have them say, I'm sorry, I think Trump will take the 30 mil.
Right. 60 Minutes for me is hit or miss. I can't watch them do the political stuff anymore. When they have stuff that's non-political in 60 Minutes, like profiling, like the guys that make the robots in Boston, it's really interesting. But when they did the hit piece on DeSantis, where I'm sure DeSantis could have sued, where they were alleging a pay for play for vaccines, the COVID vaccines, and where they were going to be sold, like at the Publix grocery stores and stuff like that.
Sure.
Total BS, total hack, sham reporting. And I can't stand it. I can't stand that stuff.
Joining us now on the hotline, here to talk about this big settlement, is AI Donald Trump.
Those dirtbags at 60 Minutes. They have to pay me millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars now, all because they tried to polish the turd that was Kamala Harris. And based on my overwhelming and landslide victory, that was a lost cause. You can't make Kamala look smart. She's dumb. Kamala Harris is probably somewhere right now drinking wine and talking about what has been unburdened by what has been. So I'll take this money from 60 Minutes and buy all the Diet Coke and McDonald's I want. Suck it, CBS. Suck it, Paramount. AI 47 out.
There he is. His thoughts on the settlement. AI President Trump.
Hammer and Nigel exclusive.
It is. Matt Bear.
All right, northbound 65 at 29th Street stall on the exit ramp. That ramp is open. Southbound 6570 stop and go traffic from the north split to the south split because of construction delayed by 6 minutes. North side eastbound 465 stop and go after Keystone Avenue past Allisonville Road. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies with nationwide LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now. For free UPS shipping at rapidradios.com. Use code RADIO for an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Right now, beautiful outside. Partly sunny, 86 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. Coming up next, we've got a fireworks update for you. We've got some booze news. Don't go anywhere. We're rolling. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
The Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text Tamara and Nigel to 46220 or visit indianaunclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
Greetings from R&R Agency, your Indiana health insurance pros, and a sincere thank you to our loyal customers for helping us to another record year. We recently saved a 62-year-old retiring couple over $800 monthly when compared to their COBRA offerings. We recently saved a family of 4 over $400 monthly when compared to their $7,500 deductible program on the ACA, and you know that's still Obamacare. We recently saved a small 4-man manufacturing company over $1,000 monthly and gave them better coverage. We feature coverages guaranteed to age 65, low out-of-pocket expenses, the largest networks in the country, and you can sign up anytime. If you are retiring early, self-employed, or need coverage for your small group, call us at 317-563-0868 or go to rragency.org. If you don't call us, we can't help you. What do you got to lose? Call us 317-563-0868 or go to rragency.org. As always, God bless America, common sense government, and peace too strict.
Guys, Tamara and Nigel here. Don't live with tiredness and low energy. Get your life back with testosterone therapy at Low T Center. Take the test, get fast results, and start TRT with Indianapolis's leading experts in men's health.
Now it's easier than ever with the new Synergen X Health app, an innovation in healthcare technology you won't find anywhere else. Download right now or book an appointment while the test is still free at fixmylowt.com. fixmylowt.com.
Join Mark Patrick seminars and lose the weight guaranteed. Early bird special only $49.99. Hypnosis to destroy unwanted cravings. Also, stop smoking with Mark Patrick. Destroy your desire to smoke without cravings, irritability, weight gain, or your money back. Seminars July 31st at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Noblesville. Weight loss seminar 5:30 p.m. Stop smoking seminar 8 p.m. And Saturday, August 2nd at the Holiday Inn Indianapolis Airport. Weight loss seminar 11 a.m. Stop smoking seminar 2 p.m. Register at markpatrickseminars.com.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Hello, I'm Joe Cordell, founder of Cordell & Cordell. Divorce is complicated, especially when your small business or professional practice is involved. At Cordell & Cordell, we understand that these assets raise unique valuation and allocation issues. For 35 years, we've helped doctors, lawyers, and small business owners navigate divorce with confidence. Call us at Cordell & Cordell. Let me tell you, I understand on a personal level, your business is much more than a job. It's your legacy.
101 West Ohio, Indianapolis. CordellCordell.com.
Reach your fitness goals in 2025 with a 20-minute once-a-week program at Exercise Inc. 5 locations now in Fishers. Visit exerciseinc.com.
You set them up and I'll knock them back, Lloyd. One by one.
We are Curry Booze News, cause it's really fun.
Once it hits your lips, it's so good.
Nigel presents
Booze News, Booze News. Time for Booze News. Dateline, California, hammer more than 70 empty Bud Light cans. 70 empty Bud Light cans, just for emphasis, were found during a Bay Area DUI arrest.
Somebody bought 70 cans of Bud Light?
Now
it's got to be a monthly high for them these days.
They found these cans. It wasn't like they were strewn about at a campsite and the guy got on a golf cart or something like that. And, it was a situation where the police pulled him over. The 70 empty Bud Light cans were found in this man's car.
Oh, so like he opens up the door.
Sir, will you please step out of the car? You're swerving.
And like 70 Bud Light cans fall out.
Field sobriety tests showed the man was driving with a blood alcohol level of 0.25.
Woo!
3 times the legal limit. That's like near death for me. I don't know that I've ever. I probably have been that inebriated in my 20s at some point.
I bet you have too. Like Allison just kind of rolled her eyes over here at the control board.
But that is an enormous amount of alcohol when we're talking about blood alcohol levels. 70 empty Bud Light cans. Their license, of course, was suspended from a previous DUI charge, if you could believe that.
Man, 7-0. That's strong. That's real strong.
Was he collecting them to maybe recycle them?
Well, the fact that he was 3 times over the legal limit, I think he was doing more than just being a good Samaritan and helping the planet. Feels like he was out for a good time, Nige.
Oh.
Real quick, we were talking about the Diddy case a little bit earlier in the show. If you missed it, you can go to the Hammer and Nigel show, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Please.
Make sure you follow us on all 3. All right? We're trying to build up the Instagram, too.
I'm getting a little annoyed at your AI capabilities, Hammer.
What are you talking about? I was told that you went to New York and celebrated Diddy basically getting a slap on the wrist by taking Johnson's baby oil and squirting them in the air like you just won Game 7 of the NBA championship.
There is I can't even describe it. I don't want to describe it. Just go just find us on Hammer and Nigel on the social media platforms. Hammer worked his magic with AI. Yeah, it looks like, I just won the NBA championship, except instead of champagne, I'm squirting Johnson's baby oil all over P. Diddy. How do you do that?
To be fair, that's what was happening outside the courtroom when the verdict came down. Like, his fans were, squirting baby oil in the air like it was champagne.
Are you serious?
Yes.
I didn't see that.
Yes. So I figured you would just be one of them, Nige.
That is so close to being and looking real that it is scary.
It'd be a shame if you guys reposted it, retweeted it, and shared all of that from our social media.
Yeah, my kids, I'm sure their friends don't have social media at all. They would never, they would never bust my son's balls about having their dad posting with Diddy and squirting baby oil all over the place.
Your dad's really famous, isn't he? Yeah, bud, he sure is. You guys got the fireworks purchase? You going to shoot any fireworks on Friday, Nige?
They're going to today, I think. My wife, the kiddo has a haircut at 5, and then they're going to the fireworks store.
Awesome.
After that, my wife is taking the kiddos. So, we're doing something. I think we're doing the Whitestown fireworks. That happens on a Thursday night, I think.
Okay. Beach Groves is tomorrow night, too.
Okay. And I don't know what we're doing for the actual 4th.
If you go to the fireworks store, again, I'm kind of an expert in this field. I think I'm going back again tonight. Don's Fireworks in Canby. They have Donald Trump themed fireworks. There's like, who rules the world? It's a picture of Donald Trump's face on the fireworks. I'm sure it violates some sort of copyright, but it's awesome.
Every copyright law that's ever been written is violated in these stores, I have a feeling.
Here are some names of other fireworks that we've been able to find. Neighbor Haters, Cat Scratch Fever, Unicorn Puke, all names of real fireworks that you can buy this year.
I want to see Unicorn Puke.
I want to see Neighbor Haters. I want Neighbor Haters. Let's do that. Because my neighbor's my son. Let's piss him off. So what we're going to do is, for those who have an Alexa device, we're going to simply ask, Alexa, what are some firework names we can buy?
Happy 4th of July. I've detected fireworks with names that sound completely made up, but somehow they are real. Like Exploding Unicorn Glitter, Angry Beaver Fountain, Screaming Monkey Butt, Psycho Ex-Girlfriend, Sasquatch Tacos,
Oh my goodness.
Andy Always Classy, Meth Lab Madness. Just a reminder, none of these are alcoholic beverages, so please stop trying to drink them. Enjoy your celebrations responsibly. Also, your neighbor Gary is already missing an eyebrow.
You can't drink them?
You can't drink those. Meth Lab Madness, unfortunately, not a beverage. Again, so find your local fireworks store, search around. But here at the Hammer and Nigel show, we not only buy the fireworks, we have a brewery that produces a beer designed exclusively for people like me that love fireworks on 4th of July.
This is going to be good. Oh,
Uh-oh, there goes another bottle rocket and 2 of your fingers. So much for a fun 4th of July. After all, you can't drink beer if you can't hold beer, right? Wrong. Introducing Nub Light, the only beer with a built-in straw so you can still enjoy an ice-cold brew even after you blow off your finger.
Good.
Don't take our word for it. Just listen to one of our satisfied customers.
I give Nub Light 2 thumbs up. Make it 1.5.
No matter what goes down this 4th of July, Nub Light is a beer you can count on. Unlike your hand.
That's what you can count on, unlike your hand.
Nub Light from Hammer and Nigel Beers.
Yeah, our sidewalk and front porch were just falling apart, and they needed completely replaced. And, dumb old me, I just wanted like the same stuff, the regular concrete that looked the same as before. My wife was like, no, let's do something fancy. Let's put a patio out front. Let's take a look at indiedecorativeconcrete.com. Call them out here and see what they can do. See if they can design something a little bit better than just a regular sidewalk and porch. And man, did they come through. You see, Indie Decorative Concrete is locally owned. The owner, Mark, came out and helped us design something that was awesome, looked totally different than before, and he had the job done in 3 days. A custom stamped concrete area, giant patio, more space, and an absolutely awesome, unique look. Also, everyone that works for Indie Decorative Concrete is a W-2 employee. No subcontractors in white T-shirts showing up at your house. My wife and I can't believe how amazing our new front porch and patio look. IndieDecorativeConcrete.com. That's IndieDecorativeConcrete.com, and tell them Nigel sent you.
Lately, the market has been making some big moves, and not all in the right direction. If you've been watching the numbers and wondering what it all means for your retirement, you're not alone. At Howard Bailey Financial, we plan for times like this. The truth is, a volatile day on Wall Street can feel a lot different when you're getting closer to retirement. That's why right now is the right time to take a fresh look at your portfolio, and Howard Bailey can help. Are you taking on more risk than you realize? Are you diversified in a way that makes sense for where you are in life? Find out today with the help of our free Market Volatility Guide. Visit retirewithpurpose.com to download your free guide and learn more about what market shifts may mean for you. That's retirewithpurpose.com. Together, let's make sure your plan is built to weather whatever comes next. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
What rapper Sean Diddy Combs is supposed to find out next. Partly cloudy and 84 degrees in downtown Indy. Tonight's low 64. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 3:30. He's supposed to find out if he'll be released or remain behind bars later today after being found not guilty of the most serious charges against him. The New York jury said he was guilty of transporting people for prostitution, and he could be released on bond. He was found not guilty of racketeering and sex trafficking. Prosecutors are calling for Diddy to receive the maximum sentence of 20 years, but it's likely he'll get less time. One of the people who doesn't like President Trump's big, beautiful bill is House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries. He made a plea to his colleagues this afternoon.
So all we need are 4 Republicans to join us in support of their constituents, to have John McCain level courage and stand up in defense of the health care of the American people.
He was referring to McCain's vote against Republicans' 2017 effort to repeal Obamacare during Trump's first term in office. That bill is something Indiana Lieutenant Governor Micah Beckwith talked about Tuesday night at a town hall in northern Indiana. With more on that, here's WIBC's Ryan Hedrick.
We're going to make sure that the people who need the help, the assistance, they genuinely need it, we're going to make sure they get it.
Beckwith talking about one part of the tax bill that would cut nearly $800 billion from Medicaid, a move Democrats say would hurt the most vulnerable communities. But Beckwith said,
This is not about pulling assistance from people who, desperately depend on that. It's about making sure that the money is going to where it actually is needed.
And Republicans have said all they're eliminating is waste, fraud, and abuse. Brian Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Brian Koberger is pleading guilty to murdering 4 University of Idaho students. In a Boise court today, Koberger sat motionless while he accepted a plea deal that takes the death penalty off the table for those murders in 2022. He's expected to get life without parole. It is true that the New York Knicks lost to the Indiana Pacers in the Eastern Conference Finals during these most recent NBA playoffs, but today they gained a new head coach. They're hiring Mike Brown to take over that role. Brown was the only coaching candidate to interview with the Knicks multiple times. He's a two-time NBA Coach of the Year winner, once with the Cleveland Cavaliers, the other time with the Sacramento Kings, and as an assistant coach, Brown has won 4 championships. He also was an assistant with the Pacers from 2003 through 2005. It's 3:32. Your traffic and weather next.
Watching your parents get older is something you never get used to. You know it's going to happen, but it still doesn't seem right, especially when the time comes to consider moving a parent into a nursing home. It's a hard decision for you and them, and when that's the right choice, there's the added stress of what to do with the house. Simple Quarters understands and can help relieve some of that stress. They're a Christian company who is compassionate about what you and your parent are going through. They can help with the logistics of selling the home. They'll buy it as is, no need for repairs, cleaning, staging, or showings. No catch. It's one less thing for you to worry about. Simple Quarters, a Christian company dedicated to helping families through life's transitions. If you're facing the challenge of selling a home due to a loved one moving into an assisted living or nursing home, call Simple Quarters at 317-900-HOME. That's 317-900-HOME. Or go to simplequarters.com.
With afternoon traffic on WIBC, here's Matt Bear.
All right, on the north side, John Crash, 96th Street to the west of Keystone Avenue. That's at Haver Way. Also, stall leaving downtown. It's northbound 65. Then exiting 229th Street, disabled vehicle on the exit ramp. Southbound 6570 downtown, jammed up from the north split to the south split, delayed by 8 minutes. East side, southbound 465 slow before 72 South Shadeland Avenue. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Your American Standard Cooling Weather Center forecast.
Clear skies for the overnight hours. Overnight lows in the upper 60s. For your Thursday, a mix of sun and clouds, maybe a stray storm. Most spots are dry. Highs in the upper 80s to around 90. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson for 983 WIBC.
And I'm John Herrick, on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
It's the Hammer and Nigel show. My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer is here. We'll go straight to the hotline. We'll bring on Alex Marlow, Breitbart News editor-in-chief, best-selling author, host of the Alex Marlow Show. I mentioned best-selling author because he's got a big, beautiful book coming out. We'll get to Trump's couple of weeks and his big, beautiful bill in just a few minutes, Alex. But the new book, Breaking the Law, Exposing the Weaponization of America's Legal System Against Donald Trump. Tell us about the book and why you decided to write it.
Thanks, guys. And we're going to have to make this a two-parter because, the publishers frown upon me talking about too much early. But when you guys reached out, I had to hit the bid and share a little bit. But, yeah, you guys know I'm an investigator, and you've talked to me about my prior books. And I just had a hunch the biggest threat to Donald Trump really was the lawfare that was going on against him, and I didn't feel like anyone had really looked into the coordination across the various cases and across the government in order to try to subvert our democracy. The exact people who were saying that that they're the stewards of our democracy were all colluding together to try to put Donald Trump in jail. And, we just learned recently Joe Biden really thought Donald Trump was going to jail, and that's how he was going to win the election. And that's why he hung on for as long as he did, is he thought he wasn't even going to have to run because Trump was going to be locked up. And so I started looking into the history of lawfare, the coordination amongst the cases that were targeting Trump, the egregious nature of each one of the cases. It's outrageous. Every single thing that was done to him was completely obscene. And then, lo and behold, as I'm starting to wrap up the book, getting towards the final chapters here, we see that the lawfare superstructure that I've been investigating was the single biggest threat to the first half of Trump's first year with these injunctions, these district courts who are supposed to represent a single district standing in the way of our democracy and subverting our democracy and Trump's voters. And they're not going to stop. They'll never stop. And this is that story. It's a grave warning, but it is one of the fights of our time.
What? Okay, I know you can't say too much, but is the media involved and somewhat complicit in terms of the lawfare superstructure?
Yeah, absolutely. Some of the characters you'll meet in the book are totally new, but some of the ones that'll be familiar to you is how a lot of the people who are coordinating the lawfare were then running to cable news and et cetera to tell you about the stuff they were working on as if it was so revelatory and as if it wasn't them who created it. If you go over on MSNBC, Andrew Weissman is one of the grand poobahs of lawfare, and he is one of the people who was coordinating the cases against Trump, and then he would go on TV to say how great the cases are. George Conway concocted the E. Jean Carroll case that ended up with the absurd $90-odd million judgment. The most absurd stuff. Guys, at the beginning of my E. Jean Carroll section, where I go through what she's claimed Trump allegedly did to her, you'll be laughing. It is hysterically absurd what was alleged against Trump by that woman. And it was all coordinated by George Conway. So, yes, of course, the media was a part of it. The only reason that case got normalized and wasn't tossed out as the absurdity, the farce that it ended up being, is because George Conway's out there on TV acting like this is dead serious. So you guys are onto something there.
Alex Jason Hammer here. The timing of this conversation is great because I was just having a conversation with another coworker here about some of the folks that were in the Biden administration, the shady folks, the incompetent folks. You bring up the lower court judges as being a big problem for Trump, and you're absolutely right. But you look at what Merrick Garland did during his time in the spotlight here. That may be the number one seed of shady, incompetent, rotten bastards outside of the name Joe Biden you would find in Washington.
Yeah, Garland's a big villain here, but he's sort of a Judas-type character in the sense that I don't think that his motivations are quite as nefarious as some of the other people who are the big players, but he does nothing to stop the bad people around him. By all accounts, he seems like a decent guy, but his number two and his number three at the DOJ at the time were these women, Lisa Monaco and Vanita Gupta, and they're supervillains of the book, and they're the ones who I think were really pushing for the lawfare as we know it. And Garland was a sort of garden variety lib and kind of a nerd, and he only got that job as a booby prize because he didn't get on the Supreme Court. I go through this whole history in the book. And Garland, I don't know how much he coordinated or was the precipitating catalyst behind a lot of the worst lawfare, but he never lifted a finger to stop any of it, and his weakness made him a supervillain in the end. So that story is really interesting because it's a warning to people in your life on a micro level or people in our government on a macro level whose main sin is not malice but weakness.
And I can only assume names like Letitia James and Alvin Bragg are mentioned in the book. Again, I know you can't give much away, but I mean, hell, Letitia James dropped out of the governor's race in New York and campaigned on the fact that she wanted to go after Donald Trump exclusively.
Yeah, I go through a lot of examples, James, of course, but others as well, of people who abruptly and curiously switched jobs or attempted to switch jobs in order to try to push lawfare against Trump. And I chart a couple of people who took less prestigious, lower-paying jobs all of a sudden. It's like, what's that about? And then all of a sudden they're showing up at the White House and they're having meetings at the White House. And what are they doing there? And then clearly we know what's going on. And my investigation can only go so far because I don't have subpoena power. I don't have access to a lot of government records and communications. But I'll tell you one thing, the people in power who, when they get their hands in this book, they're going to see a roadmap for where the investigations need to go to start holding people accountable. Guys, Donald Trump has never gotten justice. He was absolutely abused by our legal system, in order to serve the political goals of the institutional left in this country. And no one's been held to account. Not a single person has been held to account. Actually, I think there's one guy who may have lost his law license, but he'll probably get it back. I think I got to remember what that is. But I think I thought there's one name I came across.
One guy.
I think one person got disciplined. Yeah, there's one guy. I mean, this is across branches of government. It's across various states, various courts, and only almost no one's been held to account at all. And that is a travesty of justice, and that's why I say the law is broken.
And the book, it won't be available until next month. You can pre-order, though. I was just looking at it on Amazon. It's called Breaking the Law, Exposing the Weaponization of America's Legal System Against Donald Trump. Pre-order right now. I think you can get a discount, actually.
Yeah, it goes on sale. The more people buy, the cheaper it gets for your fellow countrymen. But I think there's an adjustment, so you'll get the cheapest rate.
Cool.
So that's one thing. If you go to Amazon, it does adjust. So if it's $25 now, if it's $21 by the time it comes out, then that helps. But buying it early helps with what it does is it gets it placed in bookstores, better spots in the bookstore. So if you know you're going to get it, getting it now is very helpful because that gets buy-in for the supply chain, the distributors, the booksellers.
Gotcha.
So if you know you're going to get one, it would be helpful to me if you pick it up as early as you can.
Alex Marlow with us, Breitbart News Editor-in-Chief. So, Alex, real quick here, we've got a couple of minutes left. Your thoughts on the big, beautiful bill. On one side, on the Republican side, you've got a little division with the Rand Pauls, the Thomas Masseys, even the Elon Musks, if you want to put him in that camp. On the other side, you've got the MAGA folks, the supporters from the beginning. What do we make of this whole thing?
Yeah, there's a lot of people who are prone to grandstanding or folding, if you want to be not charitable, are the ones who are really complaining the most. Look, there's a tough thing that goes on, is that we in talk radio and the commentary space, we love getting fired up and declaring something black and white, this is an outrage or this is great. But the reality is when you're trying to govern and you've got these tiny majorities, then you're not going to get perfect bills. And I will tell you that of the imperfect bills that I've covered in my 17 years in journalism, this is one of the best ones. This fully funds the border agenda. It fully funds those tax cuts, which aren't just, I love tax cuts. It is necessary to win in the future. If we let the greatest tax hike in American history take place on our watch, then it's not going to work out. We're tapping vast elements of the energy sector. We're starting to make small reforms when it comes to the Green New Scam and with some entitlement reforms that are necessary. There's so much good stuff in this. I mean, just the drilling. We're going to be doing so much drilling. It's going to be unbelievable. We're going to have nuclear power again.
Yeah.
During Joe Biden's administration, we developed 2 nuclear facilities, neither of which got off the ground completely. It's absurd. We all say we like nuclear, and then we don't do anything about it. Well, we're doing something here. There's so many good elements of this bill. The no taxes on tips. I mean, it just needs to be hammered over and over again. That's like a 100 to 0 issue. That's not even like an 80-20 issue. It's like 100 to 0. No one wants that stuff. So it's all in there, and so I'm hoping that no one does anything stupid in these last couple of days we're debating it.
And last thing before we let you go, I mean, for the people that talk about the spending, I mean, are you a spending hawk on this? I mean, people look at this and say, the gender-affirming care stuff got through and all this spending. What do you say to those people?
Yeah, I think that the problem is a lot of the spending that is done is entitlements, and there's you've got to have a much bigger political majority to cut a lot of those, and that's unfortunate. It's lamentable, but it is real. Is that you've got to have a broader majority to be able to do widespread entitlement reform. When it comes to pork, Musk is confusing a lot of people because you don't deal with pork in an appropriations bill. It's mandatory spending. He either knows this and is lying, or he doesn't know this because he's ignorant about politics. But we deal with pork in the appropriations process, which will play out over the summer as we head towards the end of the fiscal year, at the end of September. So we'll have a lot of pork talk later in the summer, but that's not in this bill. This bill is expensive partially because the majority is too slim to get rid of all the green stuff we want to get rid of. It's expensive because we've got these entitlements like Medicaid where we have to be very careful the way we trim it. We should trim it, but we've got to be very careful because if we trim it for people who really need it and deserve it and should get it, then we're going to have a political hell to pay on that. And so it's just a long process, and step one is to get Trump's agenda off the ground. I'm not a super spending hawk. Obviously, I think we spend too much, but we are not going to build that. We're not going to build Rome in a day on that one.
Find him daily, the Alex Marlow Show podcast, the daily news podcast on YouTube or iTunes, wherever you get your stuff there. And mention that book one more time, Breaking the Law, Exposing the Weaponization of America's Legal System Against Donald Trump. Comes out next month. You could pre-order now. Alex Marlow, Breitbart News Editor-in-Chief. Always a pleasure. Have a great 4th of July weekend, my man.
Happy Independence Day to all of you guys, and I love the WIBC audience, and we'll talk in August.
All right. Caller number 9 right now, 239-9393. Your chance to win a pair of tickets to go see the Dave Matthews Band.
Cool.
DMB, July 11th. The Ruoff Music Center. We're going to play a little round of DMB or AOC. But you got to be caller number 9, 239-9393.
Home sales are good, just not great. So many homes have been properly marketed or just sitting on the market. Hiring the wrong sales agent will cost you time and money. Hire the expert who maximizes equity and sells fast. That's Mark Dietel. Maybe you want a fast, guaranteed home sale, but you don't want to give up hard-earned equity to do it. Mark Dietel is the only real estate expert trusted and recommended with the sale of your home. Mark Dietel guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. Just pick your move date. There are no long-term contracts, and you can cancel at any time. Luke and Emma in Franklin said, "We found the perfect piece of land and began building our new dream home, but we needed to sell our old place at the right price to fund the dream. We hired the Mark Dietel team and got multiple offers in the first weekend, closed in 25 days, and they negotiated for us to stay while we completed our new place. Selling was stress-free and profitable with Mark Dietel. Call the local Indianapolis agent, trusted and recommended, the agent who guarantees your home sold or he'll buy it. Call Mark Dietel, 317-755-4232. Get all the details or go online to markdietel.com. That's Mark Dietel, D-I-E-T-E-L, markdietel.com.
Road trip. This summer at Tire Discounters, your tires are your passport to savings, because you're driving to Paris,
Texas,
then it's off to Rome,
Georgia,
and you'll be kissing the Blarney Stone in Dublin,
Ohio.
Right now, save up to $494 when you buy 4 tires, and that includes a free alignment and oil change. Stop at Tire Discounters before you see the world.
Pat Sullivan here with exciting news from my friends at Hope Plumbing, now known as Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Hope now offers plumbing, heating, and air conditioning services, bringing total comfort to your home. No more dealing with multiple home service memberships. For only $8 a month, Hope is now your one-stop for safety and maintenance inspections and so much more. Make sure you're prepared for those Indiana summer heat waves with an AC tune-up by calling Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling today at 641-HOPE.
History returns with the Brickyard 400 at the famed 2.5-mile oval, celebrating NASCAR's roots at the racing capital of the world. Brickyard weekend starts Thursday, July 24th with the Indiana Sprint Week race, with sprint cars running on the IMS dirt track for the first time ever. Saturday, July 26th, get ready for action with the NASCAR Xfinity Series Pennzoil 250. Then Sunday, July 27th, the NASCAR Cup Series Brickyard 400, presented by PPG, returns to the oval of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Buy now and save at IMS.com.
Stay near home with Home Court Advantage for your heart. Rated #1 in Indiana 2 years in a row by Health Grades. Franciscan Health offers top-rated cardiac care because every heartbeat is extraordinary. Learn more at franciscanhealth.org/heartcare.
From military life to a rewarding career in IT, kickstart your new journey in a matter of months in the fields of IT and cybersecurity, including AI. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including VA benefits.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon you wish would never end. The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
You'll be one smart cookie when you try Bluebell Cookie Cake Ice Cream. A sweet cream ice cream loaded with chocolate chip cookie cake pieces and swirls of chocolate and vanilla icing. This cookie cake ice cream really takes the cake.
The good old days are being made right now. The good old days are being made right now.
Look for Bluebell Ice Cream at your local grocer and pick up your favorite flavor today. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or DrexelIN.com.
More tariffs later, tornadoes possible.
WIBC.com gives you more than just headlines. It's context, updates, and insight. Whether you're at work, on the move, or catching up late, the latest is already there. Stay in the know while you're on the go at WIBC.com.
All right, coming up in just a moment, we're going to give away tickets to see the Dave Matthews Band. But first, Matt Baer is going to get you where you need to be.
All right, Hammer, looking at inbound 69, stop and go traffic 106th Street, 282nd. Southbound 465 on the east side, stop and go before 72 Washington. Stall at the exit from northbound 65 to 29th Street. The ramp is open. Inbound 65 slows 21st to Meridian Penn. Southbound 65 70 jammed up from the north split to the south split because of construction, delayed 9 minutes. Eastbound 70 stop and go traffic from Belmont to the south split. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146 and River Road at North Shadeland or online at DrexelIN.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Right now, 86 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center, and it's time to play DMB or AOC.
Hello, this is Dave Matthews.
And now, time to play DMB.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Dave Matthews Band.
Or AOC.
To make sure that we take back all three chambers of government, the presidency, the Senate, and the House.
DMB or AOC on the Hammer and Nigel show.
Yes, dummy.
Wow.
We've got Bob. Bob standing by. How are you, Bob?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Good.
Good, Bob.
Are you a Dave Matthews fan, Bob?
Absolutely.
Great. So the show is coming up July 11th, I believe, at the Ruoff Music Center, and we want you to be there. So you've got to get 2 out of 3 correct, and we'll give you these tickets, okay?
All right, let's do it.
I'm going to give you a fact or a statement about someone. It will either be a fact or a statement about Dave Matthews Band or Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, better known as AOC. Get 2 out of 3, we rock and roll. Here we go. Number 1, wore a tax the rich dress on the red carpet of the New York Met Gala where only rich people get invited.
That would be AOC.
That's correct. That's correct.
I remember that dress. She wore it well.
She did. Get this one right, we'll throw a party. DMB or AOC? Who said this? Quote, "What would you say? Don't drop the big one, 'cause you're a monkey on a string. Don't cut my lifeline."
That would be DMB.
DMB! Woo! There we go.
Bob.
We'll talk to Bob. Bob, my man, congratulations. Stay on the line. Allison will get all of your information and probably talk dirty to you as well, okay?
That'd be awesome, thanks.
You got it.
She just shot you a look like you wouldn't believe.
We need to do a video to show how Allison really is. Like, everybody thinks Allison's some nice, sweet, very kind-hearted person.
Oh, boy.
She's actually mean. She's a ball buster.
What do you mean?
Those microphones.
This attitude I'm getting right now.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Microphones come off and those F-bombs start flying.
Right.
You know
in the
me.
studio.
Throws stuff around here. Like, it's really...
I've been hitting that head. It's drawn blood.
Yeah. I mean, it's really unprofessional.
Oh, sorry, Nigel. You're missing your pin.
Well, it's only because you deserve it.
Stop stealing my tea. My dad's mad. You're stealing the tea. If I have to hear about the tea at Allison's house being stolen one more time, so help me God.
That's a good one. That's an insider, but that's a good one.
If you didn't get through there for DMB or AOC, relax. We'll have another chance tomorrow. I'll be here tomorrow. Nigel, you're starting an early holiday, correct?
That's right, my man.
What
Surprise,
Pool.
surprise.
Pool and fireworks and grills and meat and just beer. All the things that make life worth living.
Will there be any fireworks shot from a body part tomorrow?
Unless it's my hand, no. Unless I'm holding like one of those Roman candle things, no.
Well, I was suggesting holding a Roman candle, but not with your hands. I didn't know how many beers you were going to have and pull the old watch this trick. When we come back, some good news. If you want to maybe take a dip nearby, good news for that. An update on the big, beautiful bill. Come on back. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Without an Advent clinic nearby, people suffering needlessly from chronic nasal congestion and sinus infections would be stuck with either Band-Aid or Sledgehammer solutions. Band-Aids are pills or nasal sprays, and they're not true solutions. Surgery is a sledgehammer, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Because most people don't need surgery for nose and sinus issues, nor do they want a 14-day recovery. Our unique Advent approach can, in 20 minutes in our office, open your blocked nose for good, with only 1-day recovery. I'm Advent founder Dr. Kandula. Outside of Advent's four walls, invasive surgery is what they'll recommend. But here you will find effective and convenient in-office solutions to help you stop the need for Band-Aids and avoid the sledgehammer.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
Trump country is booming. We're building, hiring, and winning in Indiana because energy tax credits put America first, bringing manufacturing jobs home and creating a stronger middle class.
Jobs and factories will come roaring back into our country. More production at home will mean stronger competition and lower prices for consumers.
And America's comeback depends on American energy. Senator Young, keep what works. Don't repeal energy tax credits. Paid for by Built for America.
Summertime's here, so get a hot summertime deal at Tom Roush Lincoln.
Get Lincoln's employee pricing on most all new Lincolns. Get up to $20,000 off select 2024 Navigators. Up to $8,000 off select 2024
Lincoln Nautilus. Come and see why the Roush family has served the community for over 53 years at Tom Roush Lincoln.
Navigator MSRP 105-195. Nautilus MSRP 60-195. 2025 Navigators excluded from employee pricing. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to GoodRx.com/GLP. That's GoodRx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet, so make a free call to Page Publishing. Turn your book idea into publishing gold.
800-215-6818. 800-215-6818. That's 800-215-6818.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recycler Studios, what's kept police in Indianapolis busy this afternoon, why the Purdue Research Foundation says they're about to embark on an expedition, and why they say it's important, plus what you can get on Monument Circle in a little more than a week. Those stories and more after Fox News Radio. You are listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis, and it's now 4 o'clock.
He admits everything in court. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. The man charged in the murders of 4 University of Idaho students pleads guilty.
Our reporters and producers in the courtroom saw members of the victims' families wipe away tears as for the very first time, Brian Kohlberger admitted publicly that he did indeed brutally stab to death those 4 young students on the night of November 13, 2022.
Fox's Jonathan Hunt at the courthouse in Boise. 2 victims' families have been critical of the plea deal, but attorney Leander James read a statement from Maddie Mogan's family supporting it.
While we know there are some who do not support it, we ask that they respect
our belief that this is the best outcome possible for the victims, their families, and the state of Idaho.
Under the plea deal, Koberger avoids the death penalty and faces life in prison, sentencing set for July 23rd. 1 hour from now, a bail decision is expected for Sean Diddy Combs after a jury acquitted him of the most serious charges in his federal sex trafficking trial, convicting him only on 2 prostitution-related counts. He could still face years in prison, the defense arguing he should be released. In the meantime, a holding pattern in the U.S. House as Republicans try to rally enough support to advance a tax cut and spending plan to a final vote.
We're waiting for the House of Representatives to get to this test vote that would let the House of Representatives begin to debate the big, beautiful bill. But if you can't even get to the test vote, you certainly can't even get to the debate. And that's where they are right now. They're kind of stuck in a parliamentary cryogenic freeze. They're on this other pre-test vote.
Fox's Chad Pergram on the Hill. Several Republicans with concerns about the bill have been meeting at the White House with the president and other officials. Another mixed finish on Wall Street. The Dow down 10 points at the bell. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level. On the go.
Heat ramping up. You've got a cloudy sky and it's 85 degrees in the Circle City, but your radar is clear. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 4:02. It's been less humid in Indiana lately, but Jason Puma with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis says that's about to change.
High pressure system that's been bringing us this cooler weather is about to move to our east. And as that happens, winds are going to return out of the south, and that'll bring a return of warmer and more humid weather to central Indiana.
He says most places in the state will have high temperatures in the low 90s this weekend. A body was found in a pond on the north side of Indianapolis this afternoon. IMPD says they found that body of a man on Purdue Road around 2 o'clock, which is next to the Pyramids Business Park near Michigan Road and I-465. They say they're treating it as a death investigation. It happened fast and loud and was over in just minutes at Big Wick Fireworks. Ryan Hedrick reports on the burglary in Indianapolis.
A group of people used a car to break into a fireworks store early Tuesday morning on the east side of Indianapolis and then took off right before the cops got there. It happened right before 6 a.m. along East 21st at Emerson Avenue. Security video shows a black car backing in and then crashing through the doors right before the cops got there. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
American aviation pioneer Amelia Earhart went missing in 1937, but the Purdue University Research Foundation announced today that they're going to try and find her lost plane. Steve Schultz is the legal counsel for that foundation. He says they'll be heading to Nikumaroro Island to try and find the 10E Electra flown by Earhart and her navigator, Fred Noonan.
And we're going there on November 1st or thereabouts, and we will spend 6 days going there by boat. This will be for the purpose of identifying whether that object is the Electra.
He says if they find the Electra, they'll bring it back to Purdue, which is what Earhart would have wanted. An ice cream social's returning to downtown Indianapolis for its 36th year on Monument Circle. That's where the Indiana Dairy Association will host the event July 10th from 11 to 2. A $5 donation is requested for an ice cream sundae, with all the proceeds and tips earned at the social going to Indiana Sports Corps, which is a nonprofit whose goal is to advance Indiana communities through sports. It's 4:04. Your traffic and weather next.
Now that the warm weather is here to stay, you've probably spent more time outside, mowing the lawn, weed whipping, or watering your garden. Have you noticed cracks in your exterior walls, bricks, or concrete? Are there gaps between your door frames or window sills? These are clear warning signs of foundation problems. If you notice any of these in your home, it's time for Indiana Foundation Services experts to come out and identify your home's issue at the source. Visit IndianaFoundation.com today to book your free inspection with a no-obligation quote included. Don't wait any longer. Early detection and timely repairs can help prevent further damage to your home's foundation and ensure its long-term stability and safety. Visit IndianaFoundation.com today to book your free inspection with a no-obligation quote included. That's IndianaFoundation.com. Indiana Foundation Service. There's a reason they are the trusted local experts.
Indiana Foundation Service. Reliability from the ground up.
With traffic at 4:05, here's Matt Bear.
Southside crash cleanup continues eastbound 465 at South Meridian Street. That's before 31. It's over on the right shoulder. And traffic stop and go back to I-69. Looking at southbound 6570, it's jammed from the north split to the south split because of construction. 5-minute delay. East side southbound 465. Stop and go traffic before 7274. Delayed 8 minutes. The stall cleared on the exit from northbound 65 to 29th Street. On the north side westbound 465 slow Meridian to Michigan Road, and eastbound 465 stop and go traffic from Keystone Avenue past Allisonville Road. It's a crash on the south side, Raymond Street at South Meridian. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies with nationwide LTE coverage. For a limited time, get 60% off and free UPS shipping at rapidradios.com. Use code RADIO for an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Pretty quiet for the overnight hours, lows in the upper 60s. Tomorrow, your Thursday, a little bit warmer, upper 80s, a mix of sun and clouds. There could be a stray storm out there or shower. We're really keeping the forecast pretty dry, though. Friday, the 4th of July, highs in the low 90s, a little bit more humidity, maybe a stray storm. Again, most spots are on the drier side, but you will notice a little bit more humidity as we get deeper and deeper into the long holiday weekend. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson for 93 WIBC.
And I'm John Herrick on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos? So let's rock it!
Hey, I got some good news. You West Siders, Eagle Creek Park Beach has reopened after closure due to elevated E. coli levels.
Causes diarrhea, Nige.
Stomach cramps, vomiting, fever, loss of appetite, diarrhea.
Diarrhea.
I don't know if I'd want to be swimming there in Eagle Creek Park Beach either. But
they
it's
say
back
it's
open.
fine.
It's open.
It's fine now. Just don't chug it. Don't jump in the water with an open mouth, and you're going to be just fine. The officials say the water testing now shows acceptable E. coli levels. So, look, it's been hot recently.
There's such a thing as acceptable E. coli levels?
Sure. Look, I got news for you.
Sure, like I'm the idiot for asking the question.
You want to jump into a lake or a reservoir, it's not going to be 100% clean. It's not like one of these machines in the back break room where the water is going to be like filtered out and clean. It's nature stuff, man. There may be some problems in that stuff. You've been in the ocean before. I'm sure it's probably had some crap in there.
I got a mouthful of water in Morse Reservoir once. And like when I was in, and then we went up to I think there's a restaurant up there, and then I started puking on the deck where people could actually see, like there's a restaurant, and then you could sit out on the deck and you could watch people pull up and deck their boats.
Right.
And I had been in the water earlier and got a mouthful of dirty lake water. And just started. My daughter was crying, watching me puke. I was like, sorry, honey. I just had to get that out of my system.
Did everybody think you were like hammered drunk?
Yeah. Well, I had like 8 beers. But that's not going to make me. It's not going to make me puke. It's not going to make me puke. The dirty lake water that I had ingested when a boat went by made me puke.
According to the health department, water quality at Geist Waterfront Park passed testing and is safe.
Oh, Geist had an issue, huh?
Right. The areas that had a problem were Fall Creek at Geist on Florida Road, Fall Creek at Canal Place on Geist Ridge Road, and White River on Wapahani Drive. But it looks like the Eagle Creek Park Beach, it's open. Dive in. I still wouldn't drink the water if you dive in.
Who are people pooping in these rivers?
I'm sure some do.
Is that how E. coli happens? It's a gastrointestinal.
Now, look, I'm no biologist, but from what I've been told, when you have an extreme heat wave, like when the weather gets real hot, like we had there for like 2 weeks, that can heat up some of the stuff in the water and it attracts some other things.
Oh.
And there's also fish pee.
Fish pee.
A lot of fish pee.
Fish urinate?
Sure they do.
No, they don't. Do fish urinate? Urinate. How do you spell urinate?
Urinate. Type it in right now. What do we got?
Yes.
Told you.
Yes, fish do urinate.
Of course
they
do.
have kidneys that filter waste from their bodies. So, yeah, you could be drinking fish pee too, I guess. Fine.
We're waiting for the big, beautiful bill test vote. Like, the members of the House are going to do this test vote to see if they got the numbers or not. That is taking place right now. Don't really have any updates on it yet.
Marjorie Taylor Greene called it a bleep show in terms of Donald Trump wanting this signed or this on the desk by July 4th. There's the Freedom Caucus in the House that's really kind of causing some trouble.
Right.
Making a stir.
Large Marge hates the AI stuff. She feels like AI is getting a little too carried away. She wants it reined in. And right now, big tech has got all the advantage in that. She wanted that stuff taken out. It was left in.
Yeah.
So that's
is the
her
gender-affirming care stuff.
Right. Stephen Miller, who is, you see him all the time on television. He's the bald guy. He's like the White House chief advisor. Yeah. Super smart. Like total like bookworm nerd, but the smartest dude you will find when it comes to the Constitution and ways to run a campaign, political savviness. He was pretty fired up. He went on television because he said there's a lot of lies about what's in the bill, and there's a lot of stuff that's great about the bill.
Building the missile defense shield for the United States of America so we can be safe, our children can be safe from foreign adversaries in this growing era of intercontinental ballistic missiles as nations race for supremacy. This is the most far-reaching border security proposal, homeland security proposal in my lifetime. I've stood by the families whose kids have been murdered by illegal aliens. We made them a promise. Most importantly, the American people voted to fulfill that promise in the last election. This bill fulfills it. It is the largest tax cut and reform in American history. No tax on tips, no tax on Social Security, no tax on overtime, 100% expensing for new factories, the largest welfare reform in American history, work requirements on food stamps, work requirements on Medicaid, the two largest welfare programs that exist. And now we are attaching work requirements to those programs. I am sick and tired of the lies about this bill that have been perpetrated by opportunists who are trying to make a name for themselves. This is the most conservative bill in my lifetime.
Stephen Miller, fired up, man.
Yeah, I mean, the border stuff is great. More ICE agents, more facilities. I mean, illegal immigrants getting health care is a problem. The gender-affirming care that's still in this stuff is a problem. But, I mean, the tax stuff. What I say yesterday, it's a necessity. Locking in those Trump tax cuts from 2017 is a must-have. And that's what this does. And the energy stuff.
And the border stuff, man.
Yeah, border stuff, energy stuff. Using the word stuff a lot, but that's okay. I mean, we're talking millions of acres for gas and coal. And something that Alex Marlow, Breitbart editor-in-chief, that we had on earlier, nuclear energy, that Biden just decimated when he was in office, is coming back.
Again, as we're preparing for a big 4th of July weekend, Nigel's going to take the day off tomorrow. I'll be here with Jeff Boggs. Tomorrow will be our big pre-4th of July show. Everybody's off here on Friday. So tomorrow, the annual playing of Back It Up Terry. Back It Up Terry.
Oh,
that will be tomorrow, along with many other 4th of July themed bits and tributes. And again, if you're looking for a place to maybe purchase some fireworks, here's a new place that was recommended to us.
Oh.
Hi, kids, it's me, your old pal, Uncle Stumpy. You know, it's summertime, and that means the 4th of July. And nothing goes better with cookouts, swimming, and your Aunt Tisha's appendectomy scar sticking out above her bikini bottom than fireworks. That's why this year Uncle Stumpy's Fireworks Barn has a whole mess of ways to blow stuff up this 4th. New this year at Uncle Stumpy's, it's our 4th of July Froggy Fun Factory. Comes complete with a bunch of black cat firecrackers and a little spool of duct tape. Just grab you a frog and stick a firecracker on him with some of the tape and...
Oh, no.
Legs, anyone?
Come on.
So come on by Uncle Stumpy's Fireworks Barn this 4th of July. Just look for Granny Pegleg sitting on the front porch. Remember what Uncle Stumpy says, if you can open a bottle with your teeth, do you really need fingers?
Thank you. Thank you, Uncle Stumpy. That's what we're talking about.
Grandma Pegleg? Did I hear that right?
Matt Bear's got to look at the roads.
All right, fellas, looking at the west side of southbound 465 at West 21st Street. Crash blocking the left lane. We are stop and go back to Crawfordsville Road. And delays continue back to 38th Street. And downtown, southbound 6570 jammed up from the north split to the south split. It's a 5-minute delay because of construction. Eastbound 70 on the west side, a medical emergency after Harding Street. Right lane block slow to Belmont. Northbound 65 stop and go traffic after Edgewood Avenue to 465 on the south side. We slow again at Raymond, and that is because of construction. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies with nationwide LTE coverage. For a limited time, get 60% off and free UPS shipping at rapidradios.com. Use code RADIO for an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Right now, 86 degrees at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. And we've got a fun round of Is This Anything coming up next.
By now, you've heard about IndianaUnclaimed.gov. It's a way to claim your unclaimed property from the Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division. It's not a scam. It's not houses, boats, cars, or storage facilities. It isn't free money. So what exactly is it? It's your money. It belongs to you, and it's waiting for you to claim it. It's money from unclaimed wages or commissions, forgotten bank accounts, underlying shares, refunds, insurance proceeds, stock dividends, safe deposit box contents, overpayments, certificates of deposit, money orders, and more. The Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division safeguards those funds while trying to locate and return those funds to the owner or heir. It's your money, you deserve it, and the Attorney General's office wants to make sure you get it. The Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text Hammer and Nigel to 46220. That's Hammer and Nigel to 46220. Or visit IndianaUnclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
From marshmallow festivals to fireworks on the shore. No matter where you're headed this summer, Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. During Hubler's Freedom to Drive, shop any of our 13 locations and choose from Chevys, Fords, Toyotas, GMCs, Buicks, Nissans, Acuras, Mazdas, Hondas, and more. Over 2,000 vehicles. All makes, all models, certified vehicles, luxury vehicles, even the hard-to-find ones. Plus, every Hubler Q-certified vehicle is covered by a 128-point vehicle inspection and a free Carfax history report.
'Cause Hubler's got you covered.
No matter where you're headed this summer, Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles during our Freedom to Drive. Visit drivehubler.com or any of our 13 locations.
Cover me!
Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
Guys, Hammer and Nigel here. Don't live with tiredness and low energy. Get your life back with testosterone therapy at Low T Center. Take the test, get fast results, and start TRT with Indianapolis's leading experts in men's health.
Now it's easier than ever with the new Synergen X Health app, an innovation in healthcare technology you won't find anywhere else. Download right now or book an appointment while the test is still free at fixmylowt.com. fixmylowt.com.
Attention Indiana homeowners. Are you dealing with a wet and moldy crawl space? Hi, I'm Adam Swain with Swain Co. Crawl Space and Basement Repair. Your real, local, Indiana family-owned experts dedicated to fixing your crawl space right the first time. And with our new no interest, no payment financing, you can get the repairs you need without breaking the bank. Don't let crawl space water problems dampen your spirits. Call Swain Co., Indy's most trusted waterproofing experts at 317-407-1868 or swaincollc.com.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
1 second I'm on my bike, next second I see this car coming at me. And
I broke my left ankle in 3 places.
I decided to call Hensley.
I realized Hensley was impressive first time I spoke with my attorney.
They just kind of took that burden off my back.
It happens. Hire Hensley.
Hammer and Nigel presents
It depends upon what the meaning of the word is.
Is this anything?
All right, let's rock and roll.
Brought to you by Indiana Unclaimed, presented by the Attorney General's office here in Indiana. The Attorney General's office reuniting Hoosiers with over $1 million in unclaimed property every single week. Fast, easy, and free to search at indianaunclaimed.gov.
Is this anything? Singer Keith Urban.
Keith Urban
was being interviewed and asked about his wife, Nicole Kidman, doing sex scenes with younger guys in movies. Occasionally, as an actress, she'll have to get into bed and do a scene with a younger, maybe better-looking guy.
Have you ever seen Eyes Wide Shut? Whoa.
Keith Urban immediately hung up the phone.
Yeah.
He was being interviewed on Australia's Mix 102.3, Haley and Max in the morning.
I'm sure they're a laugh riot.
Take a listen.
The first thing I thought of, with your beautiful wife, Nicole Kidman, being on so many great movies, TV shows all the time. I watched a movie with her and Zac Efron recently, Family Affair, and I thought,
that's a good one.
What does Keith Urban think when he sees his beautiful wife with beautiful younger men like Zac Efron having these beautiful love scenes on TV and radio? Oh, why has that happened? What's just happened here?
He's disconnected from Zoom.
Did he just hang up on us?
Yeah, come on, Keith.
It's a fair question.
It's a fair question. Your wife's an actress. It's an easy answer. Hey, look, she's acting. I get to I get to have real sex with her. That's like the fake stuff in the movies. It's all mechanical and choreographed, and there's lighting, and I don't really care. It happens, and she gets paid to do it, and it's not real. I get to have real sex with her. That's your answer. You don't hang up or dodge the question.
Right.
I mean, obviously, you guys they've been married for years. My wife loves Keith Urban, by the way. Oh, my dear Lord. I can't even remember if I've ever seen him in concert or not. I think I've seen him in concert, but I don't know. But in terms of this, no. I don't think this is anything.
And the way these guys asked it wasn't like a gross, in-your-face type of way. Dude, I can't believe your wife is funneling the hog of this dude over here. What do you think about that? Does that make you want to puke? Like, that's not the way they presented it. It was kind of a inquisitive question. And I think it's a fair question.
It is. I would feel weird if I was married to an actress and she was doing love scenes all the time, especially if she worked in the adult film industry.
But, I mean, if that's how she makes her money, I mean, again, there's acting and there's real. At the end of the night, you're the one that gets to experience somebody that loves you and top-notch getting it on.
Yeah, but what if you're like just a regular guy, like an accountant or, drywall or something, and your wife's a porn actress? Then that is real.
Yeah, but what's the paycheck look like? Maybe the accountant's good with it. It's like, yeah, honey, I know you just made $3.5 million and your OnlyFans is through the roof, but I'd prefer you be broke. No. Is this anything? The band Green Day. They've got a tradition of when they do concerts of bringing somebody on stage, handing them a guitar, and letting them play along to the song Good Riddance, Time of Your Life. It backfired in Luxembourg when the guy began to play Wonderwall by Oasis. Frontman Billy Joe Armstrong quickly took the guitar back.
Okay, minor.
told me you could play this one. Nice try. Nice try.
That's hilarious. Yeah, that's something. And then Liam Gallagher of Oasis reposted the clip and said, quote, best song of the night. I love it. Green Day, they really are some hardcore liberal preachers, depending on what concert and what area they're playing at. You
Bingo.
recently went to see them. Where in Cincy?
Cincinnati, right.
Yeah.
My youngest son, he is 17. He's into all the stuff that you used to play on the radio, Nige. That's his genre of music, right?
90s and early 2000s alternative rock.
And he's my apolitical kid. Like, he hates everything I talk about. He's not interested in what his brother's doing. But he's like, man, I really want to go see Green Day. It's like, all right, fine. I'll go get lectured for a couple of hours, get in the car. Went down to Cincinnati. It was a great show. Smashing Pumpkins opened up, and then Green Day. They didn't do a lick of political commentary. As a matter of fact...
I mean, American Idiot is a political song.
It is,
but that was Bush era.
Normally, they'll have videos, and Billy Joel will run his mouth up there on the stage, and he made it clear, Cincinnati, tonight, this isn't about politics. It's about us. It's about being together. Now, mind you, it's a red state where J.D. Vance is from, too.
Yeah, right. Okay. He understands. So maybe he knows his audience.
Because I bet in Seattle, he probably wouldn't say, we're not going to talk politics tonight. It'd be F Trump, right? You're absolutely right. It depends on where they're at. Last one here. Is this anything? A highway in Maryland was backed up after a massive wind turbine fell off of a truck and blocked several lanes of traffic. Here's a trucker and a witness talking about the fallen wind turbine.
I didn't know what it was at first, but here for you guys, that thing was huge when I saw it go by. And sometimes you need to shut down parts of the roads and highways to move that thing. I don't know how something like that could happen.
It's like those wind farms, those windmill farms.
Right.
It's those giant, and so a turbine is like one of those wings, or I don't know what you call it. I'm looking at footage right now. It spans across both highways. And yeah, that is something for sure. I don't know how well those wind turbines work. I mean, they must do something. There's a bunch of them headed up north to, when you go to Lafayette.
Oh, yeah.
65.
Yeah, on the way to Chicago, on the way to Lafayette, there's tons of them.
I don't know what they do or what they produce exactly. Energy, maybe electricity. But yeah, you gotta know what you're doing when you're driving one of those things, because it's hundreds of feet long. And it shut down Maryland traffic for hours on both lanes.
Both lanes.
Both, going both ways.
Right.
So
that would suck. Like, it's not even on your side. You're trying to go the opposite side, and you can't get to where you want to go, because those things are big. They're massive.
How much if you're a trucker? Anybody on the chat know if you're a trucker driving a wind turbine, how much you're making? You're making a buttload of money.
Drake for America. We need an update.
Oh,
You're a
yeah.
trucker. If you're listening, how much do you make hauling one of those big mamma jammas, the wind turbines? Let us know. Anybody else? At Hammer and Nigel, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can always email the show too. hammerandnigel@wibc.com.
Hi, I'm Tom Connors. Went to Mark Patrick's hypnosis seminar February 6, 2019. Nothing worked before. Left there and never smoked again. Amazing. Easy, affordable, and guaranteed. A year later, with my wife Michelle, attended Mark Patrick's weight loss seminar. She lost 18 pounds, and I lost 43 in 8 weeks.
It's true. He smoked 2 packs a day, and nothing worked until Mark Patrick Hypnosis. Now we're losing weight together, eating healthy, full on half the food, crazy, enjoying exercising. Who would have believed Mark Patrick Hypnosis really works?
It's amazing. I can breathe again. My blood pressure went down, and I've got so much energy.
So much energy.
And look great.
Join Mark Patrick Hypnosis. Early bird special only $49.99. Seminars Thursday, July 31st at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Noblesville. Weight loss seminar 5:30. Stop smoking seminar 8 p.m. Or Saturday, August 2nd at the Holiday Inn Indianapolis Airport. Weight loss seminar 11 a.m. Stop smoking seminar 2 p.m. Register at markpatrickseminars.com. Hubler.com.
Everybody knows Hubler's got the best warranty around. 10 years, 200,000 miles. But did you know? Now you can get that same limited powertrain warranty on new Toyotas. Introducing the all-new Hubler Toyota. Get grand opening savings all month long. And right now, lease a new RAV4, just $349 per month. Or a new Tacoma, $299 per month. Plus, choose from Camrys, Corollas, Highlanders, Tundras, and more.
Hubler's got you covered.
At the all-new Hubler Toyota on US 31 South in Indianapolis. Visit HublerToyota.com. Grand opening savings and the best warranty around. 10 years, 200,000 miles.
Cover me!
Select models. Approved credit. Plus tax tag title license 199 dealer doc. RAV4 model 4432. Tacoma model 7540. 36 months. $29.99 due. Zero security. 10,000 annual miles. 15 cents per mile thereafter. Expires 7/7.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Brian Kohberger pleads guilty to the 2022 stabbing and killing of 4 University of Idaho students. Cloudy and 86 on Monument Circle right now. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 4:32. Kohberger entering that plea today. Victims' rights attorney Leander James represents the parents and loved ones of Madison Mogan, who was one of the victims in those killings, and he shared a statement from the family.
962 days ago, we lost our Maddie, our kind, loving, vivacious, and caring daughter full of purpose and promise. We are grateful for the gift of her life.
And Mogan's family says they support the plea agreement, while the sister of Kaylee Gonsalves, who was also killed, says the system has failed these 4 innocent victims and their families. The legal system will also announce later tonight if rapper Sean Diddy Combs will either be released or remain behind bars after being found not guilty of the most serious charges against him. Prosecutors are calling for Diddy to get the maximum sentence of 20 years. A federal judge blocking an executive order issued by President Trump that aimed to prevent illegal immigrants from seeking asylum. A district judge has ruled that the order exceeds the president's executive authority. Trump said the order was needed to stop an invasion at the U.S.-Mexico border. Ever since the U.S.'s airstrikes on Iran last month, the Pentagon's been trying to figure out how badly those affected Iran's nuclear program. Fox's Jared Halpern reports on that.
The Pentagon's battle damage assessment from last month's airstrikes on 3 Iranian nuclear sites is unchanged.
Those facilities especially have been completely obliterated.
Pentagon chief spokesman Sean Parnell says Iran's nuclear program has been degraded by 1 and probably closer to 2 years.
We believe that Iran's nuclear capability has been severely degraded, perhaps even their ambition to build a bomb.
Parnell says that's because Iranian leadership now knows the U.S. will take military action to prevent the country from developing a nuclear weapon. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
And Joey Chestnut, who lives in Westfield, returns to the annual Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest this Friday with the hopes of either keeping or breaking his unbeaten record of 76 hot dogs eaten in 10 minutes. And that includes the buns.
We were able to get things figured out, and I'm back, baby.
Chestnut is a 16-time champion. That was him speaking to Fox Business Network's The Clayman Countdown earlier today. Wall Street closing with stocks mixed. It's time for your WIBC closing bell report. President Trump announcing a trade deal with Vietnam, and the latest private payrolls report showed a decrease last month. At the closing bell today, the Dow Jones Industrial Average fell by 10 points to 44,484. The S&P 500 rose by 29 points, though, to 6,227, and the NASDAQ gained 190 points to 20,393. You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute. It's That's 434.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Feeling like you've lost a step? You're not alone. After 35, most men start losing free testosterone, the hormone that helps you stay lean, strong, and energized. But now there's a game-changing solution. Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster from the #1 brand in America. Nugenix Total T2 is packed with even more man-boosting power, and it works fast. With a powerful nitric oxide booster, it sends your energy and performance levels skyrocketing in just 3 hours. That's right, just 3 hours to start feeling like your old self again. For a limited time, you can try it for yourself absolutely free. Text now to get a complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the #1 selling testosterone brand at GNC. But that's not all. When you send us a text, we'll also include a free bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our most powerful fat incinerator ever. Feel stronger, leaner, more driven. Text CASH to 369-369 now. That's CASH to 369-369. Text CASH to 369-369.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
With traffic now, here's Matt Bear.
All right, west side crash, southbound 465 at West 21st Street. It's on the left shoulder and causing stop-and-go traffic all the way back to I-65 for a 14-minute delay. Also, looking at southbound 6570 downtown, jammed up from the north split to the south split, delayed 5 minutes. Crash south side, Raymond Street at South Meridian Street. East side southbound 465 stop-and-go traffic from 70 down to 74, delayed 7 minutes. North side, westbound 465, loaded up from 31 to ditch. Northbound 465, stop and go, 86th Street to 865. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146 and River Road North, Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
In the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Tomorrow, your Thursday, a little bit warmer, upper 80s, a mix of sun and clouds. There could be a stray storm out there or shower. We're really keeping the forecast pretty dry, though. Friday, the 4th of July, highs in the low 90s, a little bit more humidity, maybe a stray storm. Again, most spots are on the drier side, but you will notice a little bit more humidity as we get deeper and deeper into the long holiday weekend. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson for 93 WIBC.
And I'm John Herrick on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Seems to me, Hammer, Trump's been on a little bit of a winning streak here the past couple of weeks. I mean, you could start with the sweeping Supreme Court rulings last week. Last Friday when you were gone, that's something that Boggs and I hit on a lot. The abuse of the injunctions, the defunding Planned Parenthood.
Activist judges.
Yeah, exactly. Upholding bans on sex change procedures there in Tennessee, which has, that's going to reverberate throughout the nation. And then you have, Iran, for God's sake. The United States attacked Iran with the bunker busters, taking out nuke facilities, and then like a couple days later, Iran and Israel have some sort of ceasefire deal.
Correct.
And then speaking of Israel, now it's on to Israel and Hamas and Gaza.
And Trump is calling for a 60-day ceasefire here, and his hope is that before those 60 days are up, they'll have an end to this war. Now, he's meeting with old Bibi on Monday, Bibi Netanyahu of Israel, and Hamas, their delegation is meeting with Egypt and Qatar this upcoming Wednesday. But it seems like everybody, even Hamas, is open to the idea of trying to work something out. Hamas officials, they made a statement saying, quote, they're ready to accept any initiative that clearly leads to the complete end to the war. Donald Trump has increasingly pressured Israel and Hamas to accept a ceasefire. Details of that still have not been officially worked out.
And look, you haven't read about this, and you haven't seen this in the news, but Trump administration brokered a peace deal between the Rwandans and the Congo, the Democratic Republic of Congo, dating back to the 90s, millions dead. The Rwanda genocide. He's somehow broken a peace deal at the United States with those lunatics, for God's sake.
And peace isn't their jam normally.
No, not at all. And you put all those things in a big box and wrap it the big beautiful bill in a bow. Now on the station, some people don't like the big beautiful bill. I get it, but it's a win for Trump if that gets through the House.
We're gearing up for the 4th of July. Again, Nigel, you say the Whitestown fireworks tomorrow night?
I believe so. Yes.
Beech Grove fireworks in the park tomorrow night. And then the 4th of July, the big show downtown, and a lot of communities and neighborhoods, backyard fireworks shows taking place. And we've been trying to help our listeners find the perfect place to buy their fireworks.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Here's another place that I think probably sells the good stuff.
I'm Eddie Two Fingers from Two Fingers Fireworks, where we celebrate Independence Day every day. You know why they call me Two Fingers? I only got 2 fingers. Look at this. I started with 10 fingers, but now I'm down to 2 fingers. So you know the fireworks at Two Fingers Fireworks works great, yeah? All right, so come down to the area's largest selection of fireworks, guaranteed to take off your fingers. Two Fingers Fireworks. 1 finger fireworks. We're right on the corner across from that guy with a meat truck.
I did a remote once, a live broadcast from a fireworks store back in the day in my 20s, and I met he was the owner of the largest fireworks distributor in the state, and I shook his hand. He only had 2 fingers.
Oh, no. Was it Eddie Two Fingers?
I wonder how that happened. It can't be a coincidence that the owner of the largest fireworks distributor in the state only has 2 fingers, right?
That's not a bear bite. That's not an attack from a dog.
That's 20 beers, and hey, y'all, watch this.
I'm going to hold this in my mouth. Man, please be careful. Like, I'm into it. We're into it. But the sad reality is there's a lot of people listening to this broadcast right now. This is the last week you're going to have 10 fingers. That's just reality. And it might be me. I'm not even saying that it might not be me.
Guys, enjoy your right hand while it lasts.
Right.
Okay? Might have to start learning with your left.
The stranger.
It's like someone else is doing it.
Dateline, South Dakota. Paige and Bryce are storm chasers, and they were recently tracking down a big, powerful tornado in South Dakota. As the guy was live streaming the tornado, he noticed the couple in the dark storm, and here's what he saw.
Oh, yeah.
I think it just happened. Okay, bottom left of your screen, I think they just proposed in front of the tornado.
Yeah.
I think they literally just proposed.
Yeah, got down on one knee, proposed with the... and this was like a kind of tornado. If you've seen this picture, it's a tornado like you see in the movie Twister.
Right.
It wasn't some sort of kind of, dust storm type thing, or it's kind of weak. It was like a movie style Twister.
Had some strength to it.
It's actually pretty cool picture.
It's a cool picture, but you know how I feel about these public over-the-top proposals. I hope they're divorced in a couple years, man. If you have to dress up the proposal, then that means you're all about the flash and the glitz and not about the substance,
if you have
baby.
to risk your life by being swept up by a tornado while you propose to your girlfriend, it might be over the top.
Right.
But it's a cool picture, cool Photoshop, went viral. We're talking about it.
Is that going to make their marriage last? Honey, we went viral. Now, we've cheated on each other 13 times, and we hate each other's guts, but we went viral. No. Same thing with Jumbotron guy at a ball game or halftime timeout guy that goes on the court. Public proposals are just the worst.
Hammer and Nigel here for Mark Didle, the only real estate expert that we recommend here on the Hammer and Nigel show. And it's because Mark Didle is helping Hoosiers every day, like Luke and Emma in Franklin. They found the perfect piece of land and began building the new dream home, but they needed to sell their old place at the right price to fund the dream. So they hired the Mark Diddy team. They got multiple offers in the first week. They closed in 25 days. Selling was stress-free and profitable with Mark Diddy. And that's what Mark Diddy does. And that's why Mark Diddy has the guarantee. This is what separates Mark Diddy from everyone else, the guarantee. Mark Diddy guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price or deadline, or he will buy it. No long-term contracts. You can cancel at any time. Contact Mark Diddy today, 755-4232, or go to markdidel.com, Mark D-I-E-T-E-L, markdidel.com.
There's something timeless about radio. It's where stories are told, ideas are shared, and communities stay connected. Our generation grew up with it, and we still believe in the power of tuning in. At Howard Bailey Financial, we believe planning for retirement should feel just as familiar and trusted. That's why we're bringing real conversations and practical advice to the airwaves. Join us every Sunday at 9 p.m. for our Retire with Purpose Radio Hour, right here on 93.1 WIBC. We'll talk about what really matters in retirement, income you can count on, choices you can feel good about, and a future that reflects your values. Because some things, like good planning and good radio, never go out of style. Howard Bailey Financial, retirement planning that speaks your language. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com. The Retire with Purpose Radio Hour is a paid placement on each airing station.
Summertime's here, so get a hot summertime deal at Tom Roush Lincoln. Get Lincoln's employee pricing on most all new Lincolns. Get up to $20,000 off select 2024 Navigators. Up to $8,000 off select 2024 Lincoln Nautilus. Come and see why the Roush family has served the community for over 53 years at Tom Roush Lincoln.
Navigator MSRP 105,195. Nautilus MSRP 60,195. 2025 Navigators excluded from employee pricing. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Serving in the military requires great sacrifices, not just for one's country, but also for one's family. Not surprisingly, divorce for soldiers is especially difficult, and it raises a number of challenges that are peculiar to military divorce, things such as deployments, relocation, retirement benefits. These issues can be complicated. So if you're a soldier facing such challenges, go to CordellCordell.com.
101 West Ohio, Indianapolis. CordellCordell.com.
We all have people in our lives we interact with. Maybe it's your favorite barista, a neighbor who waves to you every morning, a coworker you grab lunch with, or maybe it's me, the hairstylist you've gone to for years. What if you learned I had a substance use disorder? Would it change how you see me? It's okay to see the addiction, but when you choose to see the person, not just their disease, it can help change someone's life. Learn more at seebeyondtheaddiction.org.
Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or drexelin.com.
The countdown is on. The golf outing powered by Franciscan Health is coming up fast Thursday, August 7th at the Legends Golf Club in Franklin. Grab your crew for a day of fairway fun. Don't wait. Lock in your spot now at 1075thefan.com.
All right, Matt Baer, what's going on, my friend?
West side, looking at southbound 465 West 21st Street, crash on the left shoulder, and traffic is loaded up back to I-65, and right now delayed 18 minutes. Eastbound 70 stop and go traffic out of the north split to rural, and there's a crash at the end of that slowdown on the shoulder. Southbound 65, 70 jammed up from the north split to the south split, delayed 4 minutes. Inbound 65 stop and go 29th to Meridian Penn for a 9-minute delay. North side eastbound 465 stop and go traffic, Keystone Avenue past Allisonville Road. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
85 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center at 93 WIBC.
Well, we're coming to your city. You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
The Hammer and Nigel Road Show, July 17th at the Johnson County Fair.
Johnson!
What do they got us? What do they have us set up over there? 3 to 7 live show?
It's a Thursday night Farm Bureau building.
Okay.
At the Johnson County Fair on July 17th. Can't wait for that. We always have fun when we go to fairs, man, because they have all the things we like. Booze and fat guy food. And that's kind of our wheelhouse.
Hey, look, and I kind of like, it's kind of fun to go see the pig with the really big balls.
It is. See the critters with a big old bag on them. We're going to have the fair queen come by. We may have a milkshake chugging contest.
Me and you?
Not me and you. No.
Oh, okay.
We'll take some contestants that want to show up and maybe want to partake.
You talk about brain freeze. Oh, is there any worse pain on this planet than brain freeze when you start chugging like a frozen margarita or something like that?
It's tough, man. It's tough.
You have to stop. You put their drink down. You're holding your head.
Rubbing your head with your hands. Oh, it's the worst.
I've heard... Wait, what's the remedy for that? Look up the remedy for that. I heard, if you get brain freeze, then you're supposed to put the tongue on the roof of your mouth. Does that sound familiar, Allison?
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Okay. I thought you were supposed to put pennies in your mouth. Are we still doing that?
No, that's for DUI.
Oh, that's right.
So if you've been drinking and you want to beat the breathalyzer.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
But no, man, Thursday, July 17th at the Farm Bureau building at the Johnson County Fair. It's rodeo night. Right after our show, they have a big badass rodeo. So come on by, hang out.
Hammer will get on a bull.
Dude, if they have a mechanical bull, I'm in. Now, I don't know if I want a real one. I don't know if I'm getting on a real one, but I'll go full urban cowboy. I'll go Travolta and get on a mechanical one if they have it.
There used to be a place right around the corner that had a mechanical bull of this radio station, kind of next to Nikki Blaine's.
Oh, yeah.
There was, I feel like there was a place that had, what was that called? I can't remember.
We need to contact our pal Clayton Anderson and say, look, when you open up your country bars.
Yeah, you got to have a mechanical bull.
We need a mechanical bull somewhere, kid. Come on, let's make that happen. But make your plans now. See us on July 17th. What do we think about this? President Trump, no stranger to marketing ideas, right? He's had Trump steaks. He's had Trump ties. He's even had Trump University before.
Yeah.
Trump hotels, Trump golf courses. There's a new line of perfume that is out called Victory 4547.
No.
It's being sold exclusively on Truth Social. That's the online home of Donald Trump, Truth Social. The fragrances are marketed as embodying winning, strength, and success for both men and women for the low, low price of $249 a bottle, Nige.
God almighty. $250. Now, this isn't directly associated with Trump. I think it's a branding license thing.
Right. But it's called Victory 4547, and it's being sold exclusively on Truth Social, which, let's be honest, the only reason people have accounts to that thing is to see what the old man writes.
I don't know. $250 sounds like a lot. My 13-year-old's into a bunch of different colognes. He's got at least 15 of them. He's saved his pennies. I think he spent like
Does he bathe in it when he wears the cologne when he goes out?
No. He watches all the TikTok videos that recommend against that, and he knows. He bought me a nice cologne for my birthday, and he showed me how to use it.
Okay.
Because I hadn't worn cologne for a long time.
How would you feel if your 13-year-old came up to you and says, Dad, I'm going out, put a squirt in his crotch and said, I'll be back?
I'd go, can I come with you?
No. Cats in the Cradle would play. You'd have a single tear coming down the eye.
I know.
But listen, we can sit here and make fun of this all we want, but the real reality is here at the Hammer and Nigel show, we've got our own cologne. It's called Midnight Hammer.
New from Hammer and Nigel Fragrances, a cologne for lower class men who like lower class women.
Excuse me? What the hell?
Its distinctive smell is a mix of Beech Grove Walmart shopper and a Waffle House fart. It's a little Mountain Dew and a whole lot of bourbon.
Yep.
It's Midnight Hammer, Just 2 squirts and you'll smell just like Jason Hammer at 12 a.m. right before he disappoints the coupon lady in bed.
Wait, you're done? That's it?
That's it.
Taco Bell, beer, donuts, sweat. It's all here. Perfect for any man who's been disappointing women sexually since 1995.
Jason Hammer here. I'm ready for love, even though I was just on the toilet 5 minutes ago.
Midnight Hammer. Exclusively from Hammer and Nigel Fragrances.
I hate you so much, you fat ass.
What's that going to set me back?
Probably about a good $13.99.
Okay.
$13.99.
That's a little bit better than $250 for Trump cologne.
Was Cadillac Ranch the name of the place, Nige? Cadillac Ranch?
Maybe, yes.
Bob,
yes.
on the YouTube chat.
That's it. Cadillac Ranch.
Do not go anywhere. Crazy day in the world of legal stuff. We will break it all down next.
From marshmallow festivals to fireworks on the shore. No matter where you're headed this summer, Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. During Hubler's Freedom to Drive, shop any of our 13 locations and choose from Chevys, Fords, Toyotas, GMCs, Buicks, Nissans, Acuras, Mazdas, Hondas, and more. Over 2,000 vehicles. All makes, all models, certified vehicles, luxury vehicles, even the hard-to-find ones. Plus, every Hubler Q-certified vehicle is covered by a 128-point vehicle inspection and a free Carfax history report.
'Cause Hubler's got you covered.
No matter where you're headed this summer, Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles during our Freedom to Drive. Visit drivehubler.com or any of our 13 locations.
Cover me!
Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
We all have people in our lives we interact with. Maybe it's your favorite barista, a neighbor who waves to you every morning, a coworker you grab lunch with, or maybe it's me, the hairstylist you've gone to for years. What if you learned I had a substance use disorder? Would it change how you see me? It's okay to see the addiction, but when you choose to see the person, not just their disease, it can help change someone's life. Learn more at cbeyondtheaddiction.org.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Road trip! This summer at Tire Discounters, your tires are your passport to savings, because you're driving to Paris,
Texas,
then it's off to Rome,
Georgia,
and you'll be kissing the Blarney Stone in Dublin,
Ohio!
Right now, save up to $494 when you buy 4 tires, and that includes a free alignment and oil change. Stop at Tire Discounters before you see the world.
It's Terry Stacy. How many of you started the year with good intentions of losing weight and getting in shape by spring? Well, if you didn't hit that goal, Exercise Inc. can help. Exercise Inc. has been helping people get stronger, build muscle, lose weight, and transform their health for over 20 years. The program works, and guess what? It only takes 20 minutes a week. Their unique training method was developed in an osteoporosis research study to help prevent bone mineral loss in older women. The women in the study ended up getting very strong in a short amount of time. When the method was applied to normal, healthy adults, both men and women got a lot stronger. Their Simple 9 nutritional program has helped their clients lose over 37,000 pounds since 2013, and they've seen clients lower their blood pressure, improve their blood sugar, and get off prescription meds. Their coaches are professional. Their gyms are private. Get started now before summer gets here. Locations in Avon, Brownsburg, Fishers, Greenwood, and Zionsville. Change your life in 20 minutes a week. Go to exerciseinc.com.
Trump country is booming. We're building, hiring, and winning in Indiana because energy tax credits put America first, bringing manufacturing jobs home and creating a stronger middle class.
Jobs and factories will come roaring back into our country. More production at home will mean stronger competition and lower prices for consumers.
And America's comeback depends on American energy. Senator Young, keep what works. don't repeal energy tax credits. Paid for by Built for America.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recycler Studios, if you've seen a heavy police presence near the pyramids in Indianapolis this afternoon, you'll hear why. What police say you should know if you plan on going into downtown Indy for the 4th of July, and how a man from Mooresville ended up in the back of a police cruiser. Those stories and more coming up after Fox News Radio. You are listening to 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 5 o'clock.
A quadruple killer pleads guilty. Lisa Brady, Fox News, admitting just weeks before trial that he killed 4 university students in Idaho.
Judge Stephen Hippler accepting Brian Kohberger's change of plea to guilty of 1 count of burglary and 4 counts of first-degree murder.
I accept the plea. I direct that it be entered.
In a Boise court, the 30-year-old former criminal justice graduate student admitting to fatally stabbing the 4 University of Idaho students at an off-campus home in 2022.
Are you pleading guilty because you are guilty? Yes.
Kohberger waiving his right to an appeal as part of the plea deal, with prosecutors allowing him to avoid the death penalty. The judge acknowledging victims' families are divided on the agreement, apologizing for the short notice on the change of plea hearing, and setting a sentencing hearing for July 23rd.
Fox's Kristen Goodwin. The judge also says his office has had many calls and emails about the case, calling them highly inappropriate and saying he has not read or listened to any of them. There's no sentencing date yet for Sean Diddy Combs, convicted today on 2 prostitution-related counts that could send him to prison for years. But the federal jury in New York found him not guilty on the most serious charges, sex trafficking and racketeering, which could have meant life in prison. The judge is expected to announce a decision soon on granting bail for now. President Trump and House Speaker Mike Johnson meeting with some Republican holdouts on what supporters call the big, beautiful bill.
We can't make everyone 100% happy. It's impossible. This is a deliberative body. It's a legislative process. By definition, all of us have to give up on our personal preferences.
Johnson still hopeful of getting final passage this week, but the House is stalled on a procedural vote before it can move on to debating the version passed by the Senate. Democrats say that bill will hurt working families. The president insisting it will help them by spurring an economic boom. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
What's up with your weather now? Partly cloudy and 85 degrees on Monument Circle, but nothing on radar at the moment. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 5:02. Temperatures are about to warm up across Indiana.
So on Thursday, we're looking for highs around 90. And as we go through the 4th of July, we'll see highs around 91. And on Saturday and Sunday, we'll see highs in the lower 90s.
Jason Puma's a meteorologist with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis. He does not see much rain in the forecast until Sunday, but he also does not expect any severe weather. A body believed to be a man was found in a pond on the far north side of Indianapolis near the Pyramids Business Park this afternoon. Both IMPD and several other law enforcement agencies responded to the pond around 2 o'clock. They're trying to figure out how the man ended up there and how he died. IMPD Deputy Chief of Operations Tanya Terry says if you're planning on visiting downtown Indy to celebrate the 4th of July, you need to keep an eye on your kids.
Parents and guardians, downtown is not a place to simply drop off your children. IMPD is not a substitute for parental supervision.
Downtown Indy's 4th Fest will feature food, live music, and, of course, fireworks. A 2-hour SWAT standoff ends with a Mooresville man in cuffs. Jarrett Lewis reports.
After getting a call from someone saying there was a man in their driveway pointing a firearm at them, Morgan County deputies located that man, identified as 51-year-old Daryl Lewis, at his home Tuesday afternoon. As they attempted to make contact with Lewis, deputies say he hurled verbal assaults at them and fired off shots from inside the home. That's when SWAT was called in. 2 hours went by and Lewis finally gave up, taken into custody without incident. He's charged with multiple felonies, including unlawful possession of a firearm by a serious violent felon and intimidation with a deadly weapon. Jarrett Lewis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
And if you'd like to show support to Indiana Pacer guard Tyrese Halliburton as he recovers from a torn Achilles that happened in Game 7 of the NBA Finals, the Pacers say there's a way for you to do that. You can submit personal videos to them, photos, or messages through a special online platform uniform or by mailing letters to the team. Both Halliburton and his head coach Rick Carlisle say they are confident that he will make a full recovery. It's 5:04, your traffic and weather in 1 minute.
Hello, my name is Nate Clancy. I'm with Labor's Local 120. I've been with Labor's Local 120 for over 40 years now.
For members of Labor's International Union of North America, giving back is part of their commitment to the Indy community, like helping the Soapbox Derby.
We painted the bridge. The Wilkershaw Bridge is an iconic bridge for the Soapbox Derby. It's been there forever. It was, needing work.
When Indy or surrounding communities need help, LIUNA steps up.
Members that went over there, we seen that it was needing work, power washed, done the painting, just anything that was needed, and it looks amazing now.
This is Chris Brickey, business manager of Labor's Local 120. While all our members are skilled, highly trained men and women, we are also your friends, neighbors, Little League coaches, and volunteers here in Indy.
Here at the local, I like volunteering in the community. Just every little bit helps. I really got a real joy in doing that.
We build Indy for good jobs and stronger communities. We are LIUNA Local 120.
With traffic at 5:05, here's Matt Bear.
All right, John, downtown crash eastbound 70th and Meridian Street ramps, and the left lane is closed. We have an SUV versus a semi, and it is an injury crash. Looking at the west side, just cleared as we were speaking. Southbound 465 crash clear west 21st Street, still jammed back to west 71st, but the front of the line should get on the move now. Looking at southbound 6570 downtown, jammed from the north split to the south split, delayed 11 minutes. Westbound 70 stop and go into the north split from Rural. Eastbound 70 crash clear between Rural and Sherman Drive, still slow back to the north split. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push to talk walkie-talkies with nationwide LTE coverage. For a limited time, get 60% off and free UPS shipping at rapidradios.com. Use code radio for an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Your American Standard Cooling Weather Center forecast.
Clear skies for the overnight hours. Overnight lows in the upper 60s. For your Thursday, a mix of sun and clouds, maybe a stray storm. Most spots are dry. Highs in the upper 80s to around 90. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson for 983 WIBC.
And I'm Sean Herrick on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos? So let's rock it!
Man, I hate this story about the guy that has the fireworks shop on East 21st Street.
Oh, yeah.
The smash and grab. Like, there are more high-profile legal issues, and we're going to talk about that here in just a little bit. But if you don't know what we're talking about, there's a fireworks store. It's over there on East 21st Street in Emerson.
I saw this morning, yeah.
South of I-70. Yeah. And security video provided by the business owner, Aaron, shows a black car driving into the glass doors, into the back of the business, and then just loading up on the fireworks.
About $5,000 worth.
Yeah. You know, these people that open up these seasonal stands, right, whether it's Halloween stores or Christmas stores or fireworks stores, they're not wealthy people, man.
It's not their full-time gig.
Right.
Right.
And it costs money to do this, and I hate that, a mom-and-pop stand like that got hit hard by a bunch of punk you-know-whats.
And it sounds to me like they're lucky they got out of there when they did, because the dude, I don't know who I was watching this morning, what news, but they interviewed the owner, and the guy was like, I was on my way down there.
Right.
Because he knew what was going on. He knew he was notified via alarm system and camera. He was on his way down there, and I'm sure he wasn't without protection,
right,
so to speak.
He has a constitutional right that I'm sure he was probably exercising.
Is there a black market for fireworks? I mean, seriously.
I mean,
what are they
maybe
going to do with
military
those?
grade stuff. I don't know. But, yeah, that just stinks, man. So if anybody's around the 21st and Emerson area, just south of I-70, find that fireworks store, make a couple purchases, help them out, man.
Yeah, they're still open.
They're still open.
They got some of it back. There was apparently a car. I bet it was a stolen car, obviously, that was left behind that had that was filled with some of those stolen fireworks. So he's still open, and I hope he gets some more business.
On a much larger national scale here, two big stories from the world of crime and punishment. if you want to call it that. We'll start with New York. The Diddy verdict came in.
Diddy?
And basically, he's going to get away with most of it. All the serious charges, not guilty. That was RICO, the racketeering stuff, and sex trafficking. He was found guilty on 2 counts of transportation for prostitution.
Yeah, you can't cross state lines. 20 years. You can still get several years. And the lengths they went to try to get this guy behind bars, I wouldn't surprise me a bit if the judge, the prosecution's going to ask for the full 20 for those 2 that he was convicted on.
There's no way.
You don't think so?
I set the over-under as under a year. There's no way they're going to lock Diddy up in a federal prison for transportation for prostitution. Not when he got away with all this other stuff. Not a chance. He may serve a little bit, but they're going to give him time served, good behavior, public service, home detention. They're going to find everything in their power to make sure that this guy, who, let's be honest, is probably a scumbag, skates on this. And that's kind of disgusting. The other disgusting story is from Idaho. Brian Kohberger, the guy that we now say has been convicted of killing those 4 college students, he had a plea deal today. He confessed to fatally stabbing those 4 Idaho students today. That was part of the plea. He will avoid the death penalty and be serving life sentences.
So when we say plea deal, we're the prosecution's all right, we're not going to recommend the death penalty. We're not going to go through a trial, but you have to plead guilty and you'll be in jail for the rest of your life. How's that sound?
That's it.
Oh, I'll take it. Yeah.
Which tells me the death penalty is still a deterrent to people because nobody wants to die. Brian Kohberger didn't want to die. Benjamin Ritchie, he was pretty adamant about trying to get off of death row and spending the rest of his life in jail.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people that come at you on social media. It's not a deterrent.
Well,
to Kohberger, to Benjamin Ritchie, they certainly didn't want to meet their maker.
Maybe it's not a deterrent at the time of the crime, but certainly when you come face to face with old Sparky or the Needle, attitudes change. Right. I'm just speculating. I've never been there. I don't know what that's like, but I'm thinking that maybe your attitude is tweaked a tad.
Reality sets in when there's a date set, right?
Yeah.
And what breaks my heart, though, is that there's a lot of the family members of these victims that feel like they didn't get justice. They wanted the death penalty to take place here. They wanted this trial to pursue, but they didn't have a choice. Their opinion did not matter, even though with this Kohberger cat, they have his DNA on the murder weapon. They've got proof of where he bought the murder weapon. They've got cell phone pings of him in the area, pictures of his vehicle in the area. To me, again, I'm no Perry Mason here, Nige, but it seems like that would be kind of enough to move forward. DNA, murder weapon, vehicle, cell phone pings, and somebody was able to describe this lunatic. And they still plead down.
And they still don't have a motive. Which, I mean, he pleads guilty. He's going to jail for the rest of his life, but they don't know why he did it. I mean, it's just evil, pure evil. And the prosecution made a deal with the devil there.
And he's going to sit in a jail cell. He's probably going to watch television. He's going to read books. He's going to talk to people. Hell, he might even find a wife. You know, these crazy women that, go up to prisons and write letters and do crazy stuff. That's not going to happen to those 4 college students that were murdered. But Brian Kohberger, even though behind bars, is going to get to live the rest of his life.
It's so bizarre. I don't know what, they had no connection to this guy whatsoever, the victims. And prosecutors have not revealed a motive behind the slayings. I'm perplexed. It's baffling.
Donald Trump been talking about him a lot this afternoon. He's got a lot of stuff going on. He's got his hand in a lot of different cookie jars. He spoke to the press when he had this Florida press conference yesterday. He was down at Alligator Alcatraz, and somebody asked him about the crazy New York City election, where you've got a socialist/communist win the midterm race for the Democrats, which usually means that's the fast track to being elected mayor of New York City. This lunatic Mandami, a reporter asked Donald Trump about his radical views and what he may mean for New York City.
Zoran Mandami, who in his nomination speech said he will defy ICE and will not allow ICE to arrest criminal aliens in New York City. Your message to communist Zoran Mandami?
Well, then we'll have to arrest him. Look, we don't need a communist in this country, but if we have one, I'm going to be watching over him very carefully on behalf of the nation. We send him money. We send him all the things that he needs to run a government. And you see AOC, she's out there with her, bad IQ. She's out there ranting and raving about how wonderful he is. And
so, yes, take the shot at AOC away from there, because that is hilarious. He says, look, if he defies ICE, we're going to arrest him. Don't threaten me with a good time. You can't defy ICE under this administration.
What was that bad Adam Sandler movie? So Don't Mess with the
Zohan.
Is that guy's name? Zohan? Zoran?
It's similar.
Zoran Mandami?
Right.
Yeah. Look, you like you said yesterday, Hammer, nobody shows up for these primaries. And this is what you get.
Right. When you sit out the local primaries, you get stuck with the Zohan, you get stuck with Rod Bray, you get stuck with all these butt sniffers. It sucks.
Don't vote for the Zohan.
Right. Matt Bear.
Looking at eastbound 70 crash downtown at Meridian, Illinois. Left lane is blocked. This is a crash with a semi versus an SUV, and traffic is jammed back to Harding Street. Delayed 2 minutes right now. Southbound 65 70 stopped from the Northwood to the Southwood. A 19-minute delay because of construction. Inbound 65 stop and go. MLK to Meridian Penn delayed 5 minutes. Inbound 69 a 3-minute delay. 106th Street 282nd. West side crash clear. Southbound 465 of West 21st Street still backed up to West 71st Street. We are moving, however, a delay time of 13 minutes. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies with nationwide LTE coverage. For a limited time, get 60% off and free UPS shipping at rapidradios.com. Use code RADIO for an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Right now, we've got partly sunny skies. It's 85 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. Tony Kennett, the Tonus, will join us here in just about 15 minutes from now. But coming up next, we'll play Are You Okay With This? Come on back.
Everybody knows Hubler's got the best warranty around. 10 years, 200,000 miles. But did you know? Now you can get that same limited powertrain warranty on new Toyotas. Introducing the all-new Hubler Toyota. Get grand opening savings all month long. And right now, lease a new RAV4, just $349 per month. Or a new Tacoma, $299 per month. Plus, choose from Camrys, Corollas, Highlanders, Tundras, and more.
Hubler's got you covered.
At the all-new Hubler Toyota on US 31 South in Indianapolis. Visit HublerToyota.com. Grand opening savings and the best warranty around. 10 years, 200,000 miles.
Cover me!
Select models. Approved credit. Plus tax tag title license 199 dealer doc. RAV4 model 4432. Tacoma model 7540. 36 months. $29.99 due. Zero security. 10,000 annual miles. 15 cents per mile thereafter. Expires 7/7.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is the largest family law firm in the country with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. That does give us certain advantages, for example, in experience and resources. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. If you're a guy facing divorce, remember, Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on.
101 West Ohio, Indianapolis. CordellCordell.com.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
The Attorney General's office wants to put your money back in your pocket. Visit indianaunclaimed.gov and search for yourself, your loved ones, or your business. It's fast, easy, and free.
Are you really okay with this?
Are you okay? Everything's gonna be okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I'm pretty far from okay.
Are you okay with this? On the Hammer and Nigel show.
Oh, yeah!
Are you okay with this? The co-owner of a Jersey restaurant is getting heat for telling customers to F off in a viral video. Here's the video that got the co-owner, Dawn, in trouble.
21 complained and said that our prices are way too expensive.
Did you ask them where they're standing?
Where they're standing?
This is Bayhead, baby. Location, location, location.
This is how she said it. We're local, and unfortunately, we're not going to be coming back because your prices are way too expensive. You're literally double than the last place that was here.
Yeah, well, our food is double the quality and double the flavor. You can double go and off.
Are you okay with that response?
Yeah, I'm all right with that. It's okay for people to clap back. Now, if that doesn't work for the customer base there, the sales numbers will show that, right? It's an easy way to find out if this is an effective marketing tool or not. Are they selling food? Are they making money or not? Telling customers to F off? Okay, it's a controversial way to do business. I'm not going to say that it is. But some customers, man, they need to be told to F off.
I know. The customer isn't always right. And it sounds like this is a totally different establishment that was put there than what was there before.
Right.
Like, yeah, we don't have the same kind of crap that previous owners did.
Right.
All right? It's double the price. It's more expensive. It's
our
the
food's
location.
better. Our service is better.
Yeah.
And look, it sounds like they're on a high-profile area.
Yeah.
She says, look where we're standing. The cost of living is up. So, yeah, just because it's a new restaurant or new ownership doesn't mean it's going to be like bootleg price. Absolutely not. And you're so spot on. The customer isn't always right. Very often, the customer is an a-hole.
Very, very often, the listener's an a-hole. To this, no, I'm just kidding. A woman posted. No, I'm not. A woman posted on her dating app profile that she wanted potential suitors on her dating app profile to give her their best impression or impersonation of actor Tim Allen's grunts from the show Home Improvement.
Hold on. So this chick goes on to Tinder or whatever dating app she's choosing to use,
right,
and says, hey, if you want to date me, you better give me your best impression of Tim Allen doing his grunts from TV.
And she says the guy's making the sound is better than the actual dating. Here she's put a montage of some of the sounds these guys were making, and here it is.
Pretty good. That's terrible. I thought it was pretty good.
So that's a requirement for her on the dating app. I would like you to make the noise that Tim Allen did on Home Improvement. Allison?
I knew this was coming. Wait, can I hear you do it one more time?
Well, no, just you want me to do it?
Yeah.
You sounded like Pepe Le Pew, like.
I don't have the guttural thing.
Had a French feel to it there for sure. No, this is great. This maybe it shows like which guys have a sense of humor. Maybe she's like, if some guy doesn't know what I'm talking about, I don't want to date this guy anyway. She's got a specific thing that she's looking for, albeit a little quirky.
Right.
I'm fine with this. And look, we could all sit here and act like Tim Allen's best days are behind him, but that dude's still funny. And good for this woman. I don't know how old she is. I don't know what she looks like, but I love that she wants a grunt from Tim Allen on the table before she even considers if she wants to be with you or not.
I mean, look, his stand-up special, Men Are Pigs. One of the first was you go back and watch that. I remember watching that with my old man when I go over to his house on the weekends. It's just, I mean, it's I think he spent some time in prison.
He did. He had a little drug running operation for a while when he was younger.
Cocaine issue.
Yeah.
And then he bounced back, and I think he's a conservative.
He is.
I'm
He's
pretty sure he's
pretty outspoken about it. Tim Allen, best known as stand-up comedian or home improvement TV host.
Oh, probably Home Improvement.
Yeah.
And even the other show that he was on, Last Man Standing.
Yeah.
Did very, very well. It aired, God, like October 11th, like 2011 to like 2016, 2017 or something like that.
It was controversial when it got removed because Tim Allen thought it was because of his conservative politics.
Right. 2011 to 2017, it was on ABC. And then 2018 to 21 on Fox. So it got picked up by Fox.
He recently had another show with Stifler and the girl that was one of the two broke girls. And it just wasn't very good.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, it was a great cast. Like, you put those three together, I thought, okay, this is going to be pretty good. And it was kind of a turd. But also, how about the voice of Buzz Lightyear?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I bet that dude probably made more money doing that than he has anything.
On the Santa Claus.
That's right. Santa Claus was so good. So, Tim Allen, absolutely. I have no problem grunting for a date, so...
7-Eleven's free Slurpee Day. Write it down. It's less than 10 days away. July 11th, ladies and gentlemen. I look forward to it every year. The year, though, this year, you don't just get a free Slurpee on this day, Hammer. You can also get a coupon to get an additional free Slurpee.
Let's go!
If you use it before...
We are so back as a nation.
If you use it before the end of the month, 2 free Slurpees on Free Slurpee Day from 7-Eleven. Are you okay with this?
We are the greatest country on earth. We are getting ready to celebrate our independence. And while other countries might not have water, they might not have food, here in this country, we're passing out Slurpees because we can, baby. Hell yes, I am okay with this. I love a good gas station. You know me. I love a convenience store, a gas station, but something nostalgic about the Slurpee just hits different. And when that calendar finally says 7-Eleven and you can walk into a 7-Eleven and get multiple Slurpees, something about me feels alive inside. Which brings me to great moments in 7-Eleven history. Here's a little folksy racism from Joe Biden.
You cannot go to a 7-Eleven or a Dunkin' Donuts unless you have a slight Indian accent. I'm not joking.
I'm not joking.
This is not a joke. You got to have an accent, and a slight Indian accent. You can go, I mean, there's a list a mile long of racial incidents. The 7-Eleven or Dunkin' Donuts thing. You know, he's palling around with segregationists, gave a eulogy to a KKK guy.
He literally said, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black.
You ain't black. Calling kids roaches. In 2023, I swear to God, he was criticized for referring to Maryland's first black governor as a boy.
He called LL Cool J a boy, too.
Yeah. That's right. On stage. And apparently you're not allowed to do that.
Right.
In some circles, it's frowned upon.
Had Tom Cotton done that, there would have been CNN trucks outside his house. Joe Biden does it. It's folksy racism from a different time.
Looking at like Cory Booker told CNN he had to pull Biden aside to stop, to tell him to stop calling the Mississippi senator a boy. I remember. I just remember these.
Sir, we don't
stories.
do the Arsenio Hall who anymore either. You need to knock that off. It's really inappropriate when you try to do that, sir. Please knock it off. Coming up next, we have got Tony Kennett.
Cool.
He is coming on after our program tonight at 7 o'clock. He's also an investigative reporter at the Daily Signal. We will talk the big, beautiful bill and all things in between with the Tonus coming up right after the news with John Herrick.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
A ruling on Diddy. Mostly cloudy and 85 degrees on Monument Circle. The low tonight near 65. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 529. Rapper Sean Diddy Combs is being ordered to remain behind bars until sentencing after being found guilty of transporting people for prostitution. Now, Combs was found not guilty of the most serious charges against him today, including racketeering and sex trafficking. Prosecutors told the judge they're seeking a prison sentence of 4 to 5 years. The judge will set a sentencing date at a later time. President Trump says the U.S. has made a trade deal with Vietnam.
It's a framework agreement. The final deal will be worked out in several weeks. Now, the president releasing some details about this. He says that goods coming from Vietnam into the United States would be at a 20% tariff rate. He also says that goods going from ship to ship, meaning transshipping, that's if the ship leaves Vietnam and adds goods to it in voyage, those will be tariffed into the United States at a 40% level. Now, the president says that the U.S. has total access to the Vietnam markets.
That's Fox Business's Edward Lawrence reporting. The president also said there are no tariffs for U.S. exports going into Vietnam. The families of Brian Koberger's victims in Idaho are reacting today to the plea deal he made while admitting that he killed 4 University of Idaho students in 2022, one of whom was Madison Mogen. Here's what a lawyer for the Mogen family had to say this afternoon.
Thank you for all your dedicated, diligent, and tireless commitment to justice and the successful outcome reached today.
But some of the families are not happy with Koberger's plea deal that takes the death penalty off the table in exchange for life without parole. The father of victim Kaylee Gonsalves, for example, said, "We are beyond furious at the state of Idaho. They have failed us." The Purdue University Research Foundation said this afternoon that they want to find the Taria object. Legal counsel for that foundation, Steve Schultz, explained more today about what that object is.
The expedition is going to Nicomaroro Island to identify whether an object in the lagoon of that island is the lost 10E Electra and flown by Amelia Earhart in her attempt to circumnavigate the globe in 1937.
He says if this is successful, not only will the expedition solve a mystery people have wondered about since Earhart disappeared in 1937, but it will also bring the aircraft back to Purdue University, which he believes Earhart would have wanted. The South Chicago suburb of Dolton, Illinois, is set to purchase Pope Leo XIV's childhood home in hopes of revitalizing the financially struggling village. Since his election, the small 2-story house has become a pilgrimage site, drawing visitors from across the country. Dolton Mayor Jason House sees the purchase as a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and the village board says they're committed to closing the sale within 2 weeks, and they believe the purchase will bring new energy and attention to Dolton. With traffic at 532, Matt Bear, what's the energy like out on the roads?
Slow. Lots of slow, John. Inbound 65, stop and go 29 to the north split, and that's a 9-minute delay. Westbound 70 also slows down from rural into the north split. Then that construction delay has us jammed up on southbound 65, 70 from the north split down to the south split, delayed 16 minutes. Northwest side, southbound 465 slows at West 71st to I-65, and then we drag a bit down to West 21st Street. There was a crash there earlier, but it is cleared. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Tomorrow, your Thursday, a little bit warmer, upper 80s, a mix of sun and clouds. There could be a stray storm out there or shower. We're really keeping the forecast pretty dry, though. Friday, the 4th of July, highs in the low 90s, a little bit more humidity, maybe a stray storm. Again, most spots are on the drier side, but you will notice a little bit more humidity as we get deeper and deeper into the long holiday weekend. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson for 93 WIBC.
And I'm John Herrick, on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show. My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there with a very special guest on the hotline.
In this week where we celebrate our independence, we're only booking badass Americans on this program. And that is why you're about to hear the vocal sounds of Tony Kennett, host of the Tony Kennett Cast. He's also an investigative reporter at the Daily Signal. How are you, my friend?
I am absolutely fantastic, gentlemen. Ready to have a good segment.
So let's talk about the big, beautiful bill, or as Donald Trump would call it,
Big, beautiful bill, because it's big, it's beautiful, and it's a bill.
Where are we at with this thing, Jonas? Some people say it's nothing but just waste and spending. Like, there's the Elon Musk people, there's the Thomas Massey people, and then Rand Paul. Then there are the others that are like, yeah, there's some turds in there, but there's some pretty good things in there, too, that we really like. What say you?
So the unfortunate thing that you have to remember every time we go through this, by the way, aren't you guys aware that we go through this once a year at this point? Every year it's going to be the end of the republic. The kids are all going to die from starvation and disease and, the dead, and no one wants to save any money, but apparently the silent majority wants to save money, but they don't do anything. I'm so tired of it every year. You guys know the drill. It's a bill. It's a bill that if the Republicans are in parties, things that we want funded get funded. If the left is in power, the things that they want funded get funded. And the money, of course, continues to increase the debt. I don't like it. You don't like it. But pretending that if a Republican votes for this, that they actually hate the Republic and they don't have the stones to do it. It's right. Will you please buy a unicorn on the way home since you're living in fantasy world? I'm looking for the people that can wave a magic wand and erase federal spending. It ain't happening, Captain. I wish, but it ain't happening.
But I mean, gender affirming is still in the bill there. The parliamentarian kept that in there. That was kind of her thing, her fault. And it's just interesting that some of these Republicans who are totally against spending and totally against funding, that kind of thing, are all on board with certain aspects of this bill.
So I was the guy who was originally the one who warned everyone about McDonough, McDonough, the parliamentarian, on your show. It was the first time I said it at all. It was several months ago. And I said that the parliamentarian, although she is an unelected advisory position, after the Byrd Law passed in 1990, her word is not just hearsay. You really can't just shove whatever you want through in a reconciliation package. That's Harry Reid nuclear option stuff. If you want to pass big things that aren't just budget measures, because if you can't essentially increase or decrease total spending in a reconciliation package with 51 votes like this in the Senate. So if you're going to do something like that, you need 60 votes in the Senate. Now, I looked at the Republican caucus this morning. I didn't see a total number of 60 people. So if you want to, again, pretend, and I would love to, that, we can totally just do whatever we want. History tends not to favor those. To quote Mitch McConnell in 13 on the nuclear option, you may regret this a lot sooner than you think. So
it's pretty good.
You got to keep that in mind.
And keep in mind here, just so our audience is aware, nobody takes the time to study big caucuses quite like Tony Kennett does. So thank you for doing God's work, Tony. Do you buy the argument, though, Tony, that if you campaigned on lowering costs and lowering spending, if that was your thing, if you were holding hands with Elon Musk, dancing to I'm Into Something Good, like the movie scene in the Naked Gun film, then it makes you a little bit of a hypocrite if you're cheerleading the big, beautiful bill. And, oh, by the way, there's also some stuff still in there where kids, in theory, might get their cranks chopped off.
So first of all, at least as far as the funding is concerned, that particular measure is a bit overblown, thank God. But I will say, as far as Elon Musk is concerned, and I like a lot of things that Elon Musk has brought to the table, the dude is also a hypocrite by the objective sense in this case, as are all of the Republicans. I'm going to say it. I will say it for the 800th time. If you want to cut federal spending, just a sliver out of USAID over here and, $1 million over here out of the defense budget isn't going to cut it. By the way, foreign spending is also less than 3% of our total federal spending. The entitlement programs, Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security, take up most of the federal budget and the GDP. So if you even want to touch the actual issue, is Elon Musk going out there talking about Medicare and Medicaid or privatizing Social Security? No. And the real secret is Americans don't want to touch those either, Republicans or Democrats. So we're just going to go until they're broke in 2035, which is why I'm getting a little annoyed with the pearl clutching from some people who are saying, oh, how could they add to the debt? And also, please don't touch Medicare and Medicaid. I really like those programs.
Chatting with Tony Kennett, host of the Tony Kennett Cast, 7 o'clock, right after our show here at 93 WIBC. So it was a busy day for Donald Trump yesterday. He's dealing with the big, beautiful bill. He's got a meeting coming up with old Bibi from Israel next week. He's working on a ceasefire, trying to end the war. And, oh, by the way, there was a little trip to Florida for Alligator Alcatraz. I can't stress to you enough, Tony, how much I love Alligator Alcatraz. I want to buy the shirt. I want to buy the hat. What do you think?
I want to buy one of the alligators, man. That's awesome. I mean, first of all, I love watching previously underused properties be used for things that are actually great. The thing I hated when I worked at Indianapolis Public Schools was watching some of the old high school buildings sit empty, thinking all the things we could actually use those for. But at the time, Superintendent Alicia Johnson, in addition to being extremely stupid, was also greedy and refused to use buildings for anything useful. So to see an old airstrip be used for this purpose, again, ICE needs the facilities. Guys, this is part of that whole due process thing. If you're going to look at all of their stuff before you kick them out for being here illegally, you got to put them somewhere, and I'm afraid the Holiday Inn Express is full. So this is a great thing. And yeah, right next to the Everglades, 45 miles west of Miami. It's not like it's outside of Area 51. I say sell the T-shirts.
And Tony, you bring up stupid people, the old superintendent. I saw a post on social media last night, and listen, we all see stupid stuff on social media, but somebody was comparing Alligator Alcatraz to Auschwitz yesterday, side by side. There's no difference in these facilities. Like, Nigel taught me a great term, I roll and scroll, but it was really hard to do that when you see that level of stupidity. Do you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I love seeing those kind of comments because it essentially writes my show for me. That's so much more time I can spend with my wife and kids knowing the left has given me things to make fun of on the air. I mean, that's just easy stuff. I've said this before. The left really only knows about 3 events in history, and 2 of those are World War II. So every example that they can come up with, they're saying, oh, this is just like the Jews in World War II. I knew it. Yeah, because the Nazis were trying to kick Jews out for being there illegally. It doesn't work. Obviously, trying to explain it'll give you a stroke. So, I mean, come on.
But Tony, I mean, look, I mean, it's optics. I mean, look, I'm reading a headline right here. How ICE is going crazy. They snatched a Colorado grandfather off the street while walking his dog. I'm looking at CBS News right now.
I saw that. Yeah, Maryland fathers, Colorado grandfathers. Now, sure, this Colorado grandfather had been arrested like 12 times for domestic assault and shoplifting and
he was on the list
of various crimes.
And he was on the list to be deported.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's a grandfather. I mean, come on. If you out there commit a couple of crimes, but you end up shagging and having a couple of kids, that makes you a wonderful person.
Isn't it gross that the media is so complicit with this? We had the story yesterday, and I'm sure you saw it too, Tony. The headline in the LA Times was local soccer coach arrested. But they forgot to mention that it was an illegal alien in Sanctuary City, LA, who, oh, by the way, murdered somebody accidentally, apparently, but it was a murder charge, and he's molested a bunch of people.
Oh, there's that.
That was conveniently left out of the main headline that gets shared all over social media.
I also do want to juxtapose these 2 administrations. The Biden administration routinely went after Catholic parents who said, we really don't want you showing sex toys to our children. We would prefer when we send kids to school, they go to study math and reading, not Jean's sock drawer collection. Number 2, maybe the Trump administration going after criminals and then calling those criminals grandfathers and dads and wonderful members of the community. Maybe that's not going to sit well with voters. I don't know, just me.
Come back for one more segment?
Sure.
All right, chatting with Tony Kennett, host of the Tony Kennett Cast. He's coming right back here on the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Has your house become a burden? why not sell to us? Simple Quarters is a local Christian company that loves to assist people in difficult situations. Simple Quarters has helped over 3,000 families sell their homes in Indiana.
Wanda's been in real estate. I've been in construction, so she would find properties that we could fix up and resell or rent.
Probably we've flipped about 40 houses. I don't want to do it anymore. Health is not good. We're in our early 80s. Sometimes you have to give it up.
James, he did a good job. James was very cordial and, like I say, responded to our phone calls and kept in contact with us. So he did a good job.
When I got the purchase agreement, and he did have things in there that was pertinent to me. It's important.
Yeah, James followed through on what he said. Did what he said he was going to do.
Yeah.
Other companies make broken promises, but at Simple Quarters, we keep our word. Sell your home to people you can trust. Call Simple Quarters at 317-900-HOME. 317-900-HOME.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to My Computer Career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Summertime's here, so get a hot summertime deal at Tom Roush Lincoln. Get Lincoln's employee pricing on most all new Lincolns. Get up to $20,000 off select 2024 Navigators. Up to $8,000 off select 2024 Lincoln Nautilus. Come and see why the Roush family has served the community for over 53 years at Tom Roush Lincoln.
Navigator MSRP 105-195. Nautilus MSRP 60-195. 2025 Navigators excluded from employee pricing. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details.
Hi, this is Chris Cox, owner of Chimney Solutions, Indiana. We're celebrating our 10th year in business. Call this month to take advantage of 10% off all chimney sweeps and inspections. We're also celebrating the opening of our new fireplace showroom on 86th Street and Lafayette Road. Come and experience our exclusive lines of wood-burning and gas fireplaces.
Call 317-757-6979 or chimneyindy.com.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce, spruce, spruce.
It's Spruce, the new hard-working, worry-free weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people and pets. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Weeds die by the next day. Find Spruce wherever weed killers are sold.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Lucky Larry's Landscaping, Larry! Larry saved his business money with a quick commercial auto quote from Progressive. Does it help he's his own marketing manager, accountant, executive assistant, and never been late? Technically, yes, but saving really put him over the edge. So, Larry, give Larry a round of applause. Be your own Larry. See if you could save in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies with national LTE coverage. Go to rapidradios.com and you'll get up to 60% off, free UPS shipping. Add code RADIO for an additional 5% off.
Celebrate the 4th at Downtown Indy's 4th Fest, brought to you by UA Local 440. Groove to live music, savor tasty food, and let the kids have a blast at the Jump-In Kids Carnival. Then stick around for fireworks powered by the Indiana Fever and WNBA All-Star Committee.
Matt Bear has a look at the roads.
All right, Hammer, inbound 65, stop and go traffic, 21st to Meridian Penn. Looking to westbound 70, slow into the north split, then jammed up down to the south split because of construction. East side southbound 465, stop and go before 70 down to Brookville Road. Eastbound 465, slow from Keystone Avenue over to Allisonville Road. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go with Brosco. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146 and River Road at North Shadeland or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Right now, it's 85 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. Do us a favor, jump on that YouTube chat. We got to get to 100 thumbs up. We need just a few more brave badass, patriotic Americans who are ready to have the greatest weekend of their lives, go to the WIBC YouTube page. Go to the live chat. Give us a thumbs up. Help us out here at the Hammer and Nigel Show. Back with Tony Kennett. He's an investigative reporter on the Daily Signal, and he's also coming up at 7 o'clock tonight, right after our show with the Tony Kennett cast. Tony, are you a 4th of July guy? Are you a fireworks guy like I am?
I am. I'm talking dangerous, borderline, illegal fireworks.
That's it.
And not just hot dogs and burgers. We break the bank on steaks. We go all out, gentlemen. I'm talking Burt Reynolds has a shrine at our 4th of July.
So you don't get the whole guilt thing when people try to say, well, my dogs are scared to death, or there's a veteran on our street that doesn't want fireworks. Because people will say that year in and year out.
I mean, the veterans on our street give us advice on how to light off even bigger fireworks.
Right.
So, I mean, again, if there were a situation in which there was a guy with PTSD, obviously that is something that we would be considerate of course. But your Yorkshire Terrier is not my problem.
I'm sorry your dog hates freedom.
Yeah, maybe put down some rubber sheets, keep the little thing from pissing everywhere. I'm going to celebrate the greatest country on earth.
And the other thing that I hear a lot, maybe because I'm a hillbilly and I like to, fire the bombs bursting in air. If it's the 3rd of July, the 4th of July, even the 5th, you start hearing people go, I can't believe I'm hearing fireworks on days other than the 4th. Listen, we have a whole month dedicated to who people like to have sex with. We have an entire month dedicated to just black people. I feel like
I heard that joke.
Thank you. I feel like just a couple of days to celebrate the birthplace of the greatest country in the world isn't asking too much.
Look, man, I'm going to say this. The most wonderful thing to me about living in Indiana is that anytime some Karen walks out onto the front porch and starts complaining about the fireworks, about 3 pickup trucks with American flags draped off the back come screaming by. Because this is the greatest state and the greatest country on the planet.
And Nigel is about 3 of those trips when he drives by, yes.
That's right. You can tell because one of them smells like he just threw up.
So what is coming up on the big show tonight, Tony?
Oh, man.
Well, unfortunately, there's a string of terror events from the religion of peace. I know I'm also shocked. They're starting to spring up in the country. And we're going to talk a little bit about the rising beast that's coming up again. So a nice cheery episode for the 4th of July's preview.
Nothing but sunshine, rainbows, and unicorn farts tonight, right?
That's right. We do it the best.
Hey, real quick before we let you go, did I see you on with a friend of the show, Tommy Lahren, earlier?
Absolutely, and she said hello to both of you, and she winked at Nigel.
Oh, wow.
I got a wink.
We got a ball game. That's
all right. My wife's going to get her. We got her phone number because my wife will shoot her a really nice, mean text.
I think we all win with a Lindsay Tommy Lahren fight, to be honest with you.
That's right.
Hey, Tonas,
is that on pay-per-view?
There's going to be Jello and everything.
Let's go.
Oh, no.
Hey, Diddy's available now. Maybe we'll have to go party at his house.
Oh, no.
Oh, I'm sorry. Too soon.
No, 2 counts.
Have a
2 counts. That's right.
We can do this all day. Have a great 4th of July. Have a great show tonight, and we'll talk to you next week, my man.
Thanks, guys. God bless.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Matt Bear here for Trajan Wealth. There's so much to consider when planning your retirement portfolio, so much out of control. There's inflation, economic policy that fluctuates, new laws and interest rates. All of this can affect the financial markets in the short term. However, we can't plan our retirement impulsively and change the way we invest in response to Wall Street. Instead, Trajan Wealth will help you review your strategy and make sure it's right for your goals, risk tolerance, and time horizon. Call and set your first appointment with Trajan Wealth at 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com. Trajan Wealth will help you decide what to do. They're fiduciaries, meaning they act in your best interest only. They've earned my trust. Give them a chance to earn your trust as well. Call today to learn more. 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com. Remember, your first appointment is on them. 317-480-4040. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC and SEC registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
From marshmallow festivals to fireworks on the shore. No matter where you're headed this summer, Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. During Hubler's Freedom to Drive, shop any of our 13 locations and choose from Chevys, Fords, Toyotas, GMCs, Buicks, Nissans, Acuras, Mazdas, Hondas, and more. Over 2,000 vehicles. All makes, all models, certified vehicles, luxury vehicles, even the hard-to-find ones. Plus, every Hubler Q-certified vehicle is covered by a 128-point vehicle inspection and a free Carfax history report.
'Cause Hubler's got you covered.
No matter where you're headed this summer, Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles during our Freedom to Drive. Visit drivehubler.com or any of our 13 locations.
Cover me!
Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
Trump country is booming. We're building, hiring, and winning in Indiana because energy tax credits put America first, bringing manufacturing jobs home and creating a stronger middle class.
Jobs and factories will come roaring back into our country. More production at home will mean stronger competition and lower prices for consumers.
And America's comeback depends on American energy. Senator Young, keep what works. Don't repeal energy tax credits. Paid for by Built for America.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to GoodRx.com/GLP. That's GoodRx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
Hello, I'm Joe Cordell, founder of Cordell & Cordell. Divorce is complicated, especially when your small business or professional practice is involved. At Cordell & Cordell, we understand that these assets raise unique valuation and allocation issues. For 35 years, we've helped doctors, lawyers, and small business owners navigate divorce with confidence. Call us at Cordell & Cordell. Let me tell you, I understand on a personal level, your business is much more than a job. It's your legacy.
101 West Ohio, Indianapolis. CordellCordell.com.
So what's in the bag today? Yesterday's leftovers? Another lunch meat sandwich? Well, go ahead and pull up a rock and settle in for a half hour of I wish I was eating something else. Or you could be eating something else, or someplace else. If you're brown bagging it at the corner of 30th and Shadeland area, drop over to His Place Eatery for 30 minutes of why didn't I know about this place sooner? Nothing fancy, not a lot of frills. They save that for the quality of the meal, like ribs that fall off the bone, southern fried chicken, sides that will cause your taste buds to thank you into tomorrow. Put that in your brown bag and eat it. Better yet, bank the bag. Go to His Place Eatery